Good numbing. Hello YouTube, hope you're all doing well. We're back with more Zenless Zone Zero today. I didn't sleep that well last night. I don't know what happened. I literally just got the chills during the night and it woke me the feck up. So I'm a little underslept, but we live these, so we will carry on. Hope you've all been having a good day. Hope you've had a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. I have done my 60% fantasy is ghosted. Oh, absolutely. Also, I'll get back to that topic in a second, one man. It's already started in chat. Let me just. But yeah. I have been working on SMT5. I said in yesterday's SMT stream. For those who don't watch my SMT stuff, this means nothing, but I just want to get. I have done a lot of grinding, and I feel. Obviously, we'll find out when I get to the super bosses, but I feel I am now in a good position for those super bosses when we get to them. My whole party is in the low 90s. I am not kidding when I told you I worked my ass off to grind yesterday. I literally did not stop playing SMT5 after I finished the stream. I grinded the shit out of my characters. I rebuilt some of them. My weaknesses, minus my own character's weakness, are finally all covered. Instead of getting resist elect, I just went, screw that. I'm going to find out what demons have null elect. I had to do research. I had to Google what demons have null electricity so I can make them completely get rid of the weakness. The only gap is Idun still has a very weak electric spell, but I'm going to correct that once I get the ability to expand what skills I can inherit one more time. And I still don't have debilitate, but once again, I'm also still waiting for the get this skill expansion. But outside of that, we're in business. Anyway, in chat before I started streaming, a slight discussion about Devil May Cry 1 started up, and I wanted to kind of jump in on that because someone who's platinum DMC 1. I never did the easy mode playthrough. I did the 100% run alongside my normal playthrough, so I made sure I had like everything done minus the red orb grind. Because I just, at the time, couldn't be bothered to do it. Which was a mistake. Fucking do the red orb grind as soon as you can. Because the harder difficulty it is, the longer it'll take. I did it on hard instead. Essentially, after you unlock the dogs, when you're in that little gap, you know, when you're not in a mission, in a DMC1, where like you're technically not in a mission, where like you're going across the top bit, and when you go through the door on the other side, then it says like mission introduction. When you get to that bit, instead of going across the bridge, hop off and go all the way to the fountain, that outdoor like courtyard fountain area. The enemies, there's a lot of enemies that spawn there, and they drop a lot of red orbs, and they're easy to kill. And if you if you kill them in Alistair Devil Trigger, there's a good chance you will get enough energy back anyway to Devil Trigger the next time you leave the room and re-enter. You spend like an hour or two in there, you have enough red orbs to buy every single skill in the game. But in the hard mode playthrough is where you really should be trying to learn the game. Because DMD and DMC1, you can't cheese because of the yellow orbs. It's before the gold orbs. You can't just cheese it with a lot of gold orbs. You have to actually fucking learn the game. There's a few things that make it easier and a few things you can start learning to understand, but after a while you will just hit the wall. And especially in DMD. The latter half of DMD, you have to understand every single boss in the game, even at max, like, completely maxed out health, can two-shot you. There's no two ways around it. The DMD tries to put in this little thing to try and give you a braver, which is basically, they make it so you can't be one-shot. If an enemy does more damage than health you have, your HP will stop at 1. It's sort of like a second chance in Kingdom Hearts. Like for DMC1 DMD. Yeah, that's why every boss two-shots you, because every boss in one hit will put you at 1 HP. After like the halfway point of DMC1. You have to learn it to such a intricately brutal extent. The final Nilo Angelo fight and all of the fucking nightmare fights in DMD suck. Because it's just you can't make any mistakes. You make a single mistake, you're now on the back foot. You're now on a pixel of health. And especially with Nightmare, where, you know, you can be poisoned. Be on 1 HP, oh well, now you could just insta-die. But yeah, so that chat, I saw that chat starting in it, and because I'm a huge DMC fan, I was like, oh, I have to jump in on that. But today, we're going to be more focused on advancing the story. Off screen, I accidentally advanced the story because I quick warped back to the house. Like, quick warp back to the video shop, and when you quick warp back to random play when there's story to be engaged, I learnt the hard way, it just auto-initiates the story. So it was just chatting to Wise, went to bed, and then they said, oh, there's a record box that appeared outside, we should go check it, and that's all you missed, and it's this. So that's my bad. I didn't know that that was a thing, that if you just, like, click and go warp back to random play, it like, start stories, only if you walk into the shop. So if you ever want to, so like, for future reference, if you ever want to, like, not, like, if you're like me and want to stream it and not cover it, warp outside, then walk in, so you don't trigger the story. Oh, he's now Angelo free. Yeah, you need to, jump cancelling is a thing in DMC 1. Abuse that son of a bitch. Ebony and Ivory can near infinitely hold up a lot of smaller enemies in the air if you can launch them. Abuse that. If you can get, like, the uppercut, and then immediately just, like, pepper them with Ebony and Ivory, you can hold them up. It does, obviously, it doesn't work on heavier enemies, or just bigger enemies in general, but, like, all the puppets, for example, flick those bitches up and start shooting. It will save your life. Alright, let me just do one last audio check, and then we will make our start proper, like with story and whatnot. There we go. According to Wise, the shadowy figure just slipped something in here, right? So it's an untouchables. I mean, that... I can't stress enough. All the stars and untouchables that you can get a hold of, don't fucking use them until... Like, don't use them in Nightmare 1. And don't use them... And if you can help it, don't use it in Nightmare 2. Save it for Nilo 3 and Nightmare 3. I can't stress enough. Also, try and get a whole bunch of Devil Stars for Devil Trigger. Not to use during the fight, solely so you can skip Mundus Phase 1. Because Mundus is also kind of a piece of shit to fight. But Phase 1, when you're flying through the sky... At least to me, I think I found it impossible. It was the complete wall. I could not beat it. So I ended up going back, grinding up Devil Stars so I could just max it out, shoot the dragon, spend Devil Stars, shoot the dragon, max out Devil Stars, shoot the dragon, and just spam it to death. But as I say, try and save your untouchables. Try and keep at least one untouchable for Mundus Phase 2. Mundus Phase 2 isn't too bad. Like, you've already passed the worst of it by that point. But obviously, you don't want to lose there and have to do the fucking dragon again. And have to do the fucking flying through the sky shit again. But anyway, Nilo 3 and Nightmare 3 are the tests. Nilo 3 especially because of how tiny the arena is. And Nightmare 3, also because of how small the arena is, but Nightmare 3, you can at least just jump around like a maniac to try and mitigate some of the bullshit. What's this, a small bouquet of flowers? There's a card with the flowers, let's open it and see. Dear store manager, hello. Your shepherd friend sends warm greetings and wishes you ongoing success in your business. It has come to our attention that you are considering fresh flowers to decorate your store. Our shop can provide long-term supply of medium to large flowers with short blooming periods, high prices, and home delivery services. If you're interested in learning more, please visit our product webpage. We sincerely hope to establish a long-term cooperative relationship with you. I apologize for the unsolicited recommendation and hope you understand. At that moment... Well, did something happen? Why is it taking you so long to clean up the box? Huh? What's with the flowers? It's like someone ordered flowers from us from the florist. But no matter how you look at it, this card clearly has another meaning. After all, the only shepherd we know is that one. And the address on the card looks like an encrypted address from internet. Yes, visit and see. It's open. Sure enough, it's an internet commission page. Oh, okay, he's getting more subtle about his job requests. Got it. So there's a rally commission. Name sounds familiar. Don't you remember? It's a collaboration where one side scouts and provides data, while the other side handles the ethereals and collects supplies. Judging by the commission's requirements, you need to handle the ethereals and collect supplies. Although the scale of the commission is a bit larger, it doesn't take much time and the pay's excellent. So it really is a short, blooming, high-priced, medium to large flower. And the broker who sends flowers, that's pretty classy. Alright, I'll go back. Prepare things at the video store and arrange the flowers. If you have time, try the rally commission with the agent. So I'm gonna cheap shot my way through Nightmare by backtracking because the bedroom is an untouchable star. Oh, fucking, the biggest thing I can't stress enough, if you find an untouchable star in the wild, understand that is not gonna be there universally for every difficulty. Understand, like, if you're, like, used to it being there, when you go to DMD, it probably won't. Some items remain, but a lot of them fucking don't. Like, some of them vanish in hard, and a lot of them vanish in DMD. Which is why I'm making a point of saying, like, early on, try and, like, stockpile as much as you can, and then only use it when you really, really, really need it at the end. Again, baby steps, yeah. Rally commissions. So hollow route, the rally commissions are predetermined. You don't need to explore, just vote. Oh, hell yeah. So literally just no TV mode. I say that like I hate the TV mode. I don't. I just want to see him do more with it. It's scummy. And to be honest, that's okay. Like, DMC 1, it's, in my opinion, it's the hardest DMD because it's the one that requires the most pattern recognition. And you can't, like, magoo around it as much as some others. Like, DMC 3, fucking stock up on as many gold orbs as you can, and you can bullshit your way to victory. It'll take a while, but you can do it. DMC 4, DMC 4's DMD really isn't that bad. Once you learn how Nero works, you can kind of, like, dogpile a lot of DMD, because so many enemies were built around Nero and Nero's moveset and nothing else. So it's, if anything, it's Dante that struggles more because the enemies aren't built for him. And DMC 5, it's just like, hey, I hope you figured out how to work out how V works, or you're not making progress. Grab the untouchable, save and reset. Smart. Yeah, rally commissions are just combat. Let me go.
Board the train to venture deeper into the area.
Boarding a train? Hell yeah.
Take this.
Oh, somebody's gonna board that train if I'm honest. Nah, the TV is clearly intended to be a core part of the entire game's experience. It's got problems, it's too slow, and there's not enough to really justify it, and there's, like, not enough visual indications. But I understand they want to make it a thing, and they want to, like, they don't want to just go away from it because it's something that they wanted to do from the start.
Children need lots of rest.
Which is why I want to see them expand on it. Oh no, I know Nintendo's a great execution, but I also understand the developers want to do it, and so I want them to not feel like they have to run away from it or like abandon it because people aren't, or not everyone's on board with it. I want them to instead expand and try and learn and try and do more with it. But I don't want them to just give up on it because people don't like it at launch. Especially because I do like a fair amount of it. It's a nice pace breaker. The problem is, especially in the early game, is that it's a pace breaker that arrives too often. If it was once every now and then, I think a lot less people would care, and a lot more people would enjoy it for just what it is. But the fact that, especially in the early half of the game, you do it all the fucking time. Oh, you're gonna self-destruct. I'm getting out of there. Oh, can I not oh, right, yeah, there's no jump button in this game. I genuinely like it. I just think they use it too often. But as if it's like, it's just... Especially in like chapter 1 and prologue, where they're still teaching you so much, it's everywhere. But like the moment like we got into like chapter 2 or like even chapter 1 intermission, I'd say we were doing it far fucking less. So it really feels like chapter 1 was more about trying to introduce all the systems. They just kind of overplayed their hand because chapter 1 goes on too long. To make the whole chapter a tutorial, essentially, it's too long of a chapter for that. If it was just like the prologue was a tutorial and chapter 1 was getting into it, I imagine it would have been like better balanced in terms of like how much you do of one or the other.
Here, catch. Don't drop it. Let's hurry it up.
And I love the combat because not everything needs to be the most technical thing in the planet. This game has a lot of shit under the hood, but you don't need to engage with all of it. You can button mash. So it gives you the benefit of like being able to casually enjoy it, and if you really give a shit, there is stuff there for you to learn.
Head to the control
there is
room
some
and
of this game that you
activate
can
the
tell
train to
is,
access the central area.
you know, hey, this is a mobile game, but it is what it is. Also, hey, speaking of, you know, the TV mode, have you noticed how we've just had one long mission here where we're just running through and fighting enemies in like an actual level? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, where I say, like, the TV mode gets leaned on far less the further you go. They just lean on it a lot in the early game to kind of introduce it to you. The problem is that they just spend way too long. Like, the biggest criticism I can have is that the tutorial is genuinely really poorly handled, and I think created a very bad impression for a lot of people about how the rest of the game's going to play. And that's not a new problem for Hoyoverse, for the record, but I think Genshin's tutorial kind of gives you the wrong idea of a lot of the game as well. Actually, I say that, I don't know how much the tutorial's changed since launch, but at launch, they very much give you the wrong impression of how the rest of the game will play.
What a pain. Better not get shot. Don't underestimate builders. Go now, my child.
Oh yeah, sometimes like, it doesn't matter how much you love the idea and how much the whole team's on board, sometimes it's just a bad idea. But I genuinely like what TV mode's trying to be. The problem is that it's horrendously executed at launch, and a lot of its problem is just that they put too much in front of you. If they paced it out a lot better, I feel like a lot less people would care or be criticizing. But it also doesn't change the fact that it is also slow and doesn't have like much visual standout. What's over here? Oh. Hey, there's an enemy sneaking around the corner.
Get lost.
I think it's like you can do. I feel like they can do both. I think they can speed it up while adding more to make it interesting. Like, they can make it simpler to understand and make it simpler for you to just get through it, while at the same time still expanding parts of it to try and make it just more enjoyable after a while. The cargo truck jammed up because of those ether crystals. Seems like the nearby fish is to blame. Enter the fish and complete the challenge, and you'll be able to neutralize the enemy source food in the corruption. Let's get going. Onwards! And is this just saying, hey, when you get to these, that's when you're effectively near the end? Some hollows you may connect. Oh, I've already done this in the side quest. You can find coins that basically just give you little bonuses. So like this one, chain attacks and ultimates will do more damage.
You can take on this.
I fucking pressed R2 to sprint. God damn it, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. God damn you. Just wasted my ult. It's almost like I played SMT5 for like 10 hours straight yesterday, fucking grinding. God damn it. grinding and team building. Fuck. I don't feel like it, at least to me personally, I don't feel like it's just filler. But also, like I said, this is also from the perspective of someone who doesn't hate it. I just want them to rework it. Like, there are parts of it that I feel like can be improved, and I feel that the pacing of it's problematic. But then what do I know? I've already been called a bootlicker twice because I said I like this game on Twitter, and I'm just like, fuck yourselves, I don't give a shit. I like video games that are fun, and this game is fun. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean I have to hate it.
Switch with me, sweetie. I hope this time.
I wouldn't be on session 6 of this game if I didn't genuinely like it. I wouldn't just be going, oh yes, it's great because I'm a simp for Hoyoverse. No, I genuinely like this fucking game. Now, there are some people, and it's like, I knew it was going to happen even before it happens, because a game that gets 50 million pre-registered downloads is going to get some wildly varying opinions, because 50 million people, that's a lot of fucking people. But Jesus Christ, the people that don't like this game are so loud about it, and it's like, just let people enjoy it. You know? I get it, you don't like it. Then even I have problems with this game that I want to see improved, but some people... Holy shit, it's like, what, it's the only thing they care about. It's like they've expected this to be the second coming of Christ, and they want you to know that it really isn't. And it's like, okay, did I ask? You know? No, I mean people, it's like when I'm like doing little posts on Twitter and whatnot of just me saying, oh, like this cool thing that I'm really enjoying, then people go out of their way to hop into my comments to start a bit like cussing me out for it because I like the game, and I'm just like, I'm just going to block you, and you just made an idiot of yourself because heaven forbid someone else has a different opinion, you fucking loser. If you see someone enjoying something online, and your first thought is, I don't like it and I need to tell them, I guarantee you, you're the problem. In any given circumstance. And yet, there's some people seemingly still can't get that memo. You know, there's a few people that seemingly just can't fucking get that memo. And it's just like, and you wonder why I just block you and carry on. Alright, part 2 of the mission. Also, results screen that went straight into another level. Holy shit. No TV, no cutscenes in between. We just went straight from level 1 to level 2. This is what I mean. This is what I'm fucking getting at. It's like when I say this game, they leaned on TV so fucking much because they wanted to tutorialize it, but they just overplayed their hand. Because the moment you're out of chapter 1, it shows up far less often. Because it actually is a pace intended to just be a little pace breaker. They just, you know, don't know how to make a tutorial. Which, to be fair, that's a common criticism of a lot of games that I love. They just don't know how to make good tutorials. If a tutorial at any point makes you say, okay, I get it, they failed as a tutorial. In my humble opinion. I get it, some people are idiots, and you have to re-explain things, otherwise they'll miss them. I mean, heck, I'm a streamer. Streamers are, like, stereotypically don't read. But still.
Hey, you don't have a permit!
Oh yeah, there's an age-old saying that I can't remember who told me it, but I heard it when I was young, and it's always kind of rang true. Everyone has the has the freedom to make their own opinion, but it doesn't mean everyone else has to hear it. Sometimes it's okay for your opinion to just be your opinion, and the person who has the differing opinion can just go about their business, you know? It really isn't gonna hurt anyone if someone thinks differently from you. And some people just don't get it. Oi. Really cool about something. Yeah, exactly. And that old joke of, like, streamers can't read just comes because streamers, when they're paying attention to chat as well, sometimes they do just miss something that's on screen. In fact, a lot of people do it when they're streaming. It's very easy to do when you're trying to pay attention to, you know, more than one thing. Eventually you miss something. I mean, heck, my worst one was always be Psychonauts 1, when the tutorial point blank told me I needed to get a specific upgrade to advance to a level, and I just didn't read it. And I just went into the level and was stuck there for 2 hours, and what am I missing? And someone in my chat dropped in and was like, do you not have that upgrade? The game literally told you you had to get it. And I was like, oh, shit. That was before I started streaming like all the time, like I did now. But that one's like my infamous like I was embarrassed. I was like, what do you mean? It was funny, but I was embarrassed. What didn't help is that the level that you needed it for ended up being a level I didn't even like anyway, so the whole like 2 hours I was stuck there was just a slog.
The path is clear.
I mean, it's easier for you to make sure you get time to read, especially like with you and me, where we mostly, I say that as I'm playing an action game, but mostly play like turn-based games, so it's easier for you to just stop and read, and like take things in. And then like when you're not, just kind of shoot the shit with chat when like you don't need to read. But Psychonauts is a platformer. And I just fucking did not read a tutorial that takes up the entire screen right in front of me. And I remember it because that's back when your likes and dislikes, your dislikes were public. And that was like the first stream I ever did where I got a dislike because someone was annoyed at me because I didn't read. And I was like, you know what, I get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't read the point blank tutorial that took up the entire screen that specifically said you need this certain upgrade or you can't beat the level. That was a bit easy. Oh, that's fair enough.
I'm scissors, you're paper.
Are you getting back up? I feel like you're getting back up. I'm gonna back up. Yeah, you're getting back up, okay. Ow.
Sweep it off me. Three-pronged approach. Don't mess up my nails.
That would be the first thing on my wordplay. That's fair enough. I mean, like, I think with Assassin's Creed being so consistently all the time, there's always a new Assassin's Creed coming. It's like when Call of Duty started getting the mass drop-off of players. I say that like that game still gets millions of units all each year, but you know what I mean. People just burn out, regardless of whether you like it or dislike the direction the series is going. The burnout comes for us all when it's that constant. Because they're not even like short games either. If they were like 3 to 4 hour things and they just every year and whatever, I think it'd be easier to keep on coming back. But when they're long slogs and like half of them are RPGs and it's just like, oh Jesus Christ. I want to get back into Assassin's Creed. None of the new ones are that interesting to me. Mirage is like the only one that I might have entertained. Okay, so yeah, anytime you see these rally missions, they're like the best missions in the game because they're just really long combat sequences. Yet again, the only other I thought the other Assassin's Creed that was set in Japan was that small scale Vita one. I didn't realize. I don't think they had another like quote unquote big game that was in Japan, unless that is what you're talking about. Right, was it a Vita game, or like just a 2D game, or like a smaller scale one? I don't know what I mean. Or do you just mean like because, you know, Ghost of Tsushima? That's China. Oh, whoops. Oh, that makes me sound kind of ignorant. Isn't there that one that's set in Japan? That's China. Oh. Oh, shit. It's in Japan, I'm so sick of it. That's fair enough, though. It's like, game set in real world setting. And I mean, to be fair, it was going to happen eventually. With Assassin's Creed, you know, like I feel like that was one of those where it's an inevitability. When you consider everywhere else on the map they've been to, it was only a matter of time before someone got the bright idea to go, hey, Japan-based games tend to sell well. You know? You know, you see what I mean? Yeah, I have to remind people, my last endeavor with Assassin's Creed that I cared about was Black Flag. Because I hated 3. With a passion. I thought 3 was complete bullshit. I thought that game was shit. Like I know people like that game, and apparently it got a lot better after launch, but Jesus Christ. But for Black Flag, I genuinely enjoyed. But once I finished Black Flag, because I liked it, I kind of was like, you know what, I'm happy to stop here. Because the series was going in different directions. The games were getting inconsistent because, you know, I wasn't the biggest Revelation fan. I like Revelation, I just don't think it hit the same as, like, Brotherhood and 2. And then I didn't like 3 at all. Like, 4 was good. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to end it whilst I still like it. So I didn't bother with anything afterwards, really. But I am kind of getting that itch. I would like to play, like, an AC game again. 2 civics for Japanese styles. You did well. I might be imagining things, but Belle, you seem to be a little excited whenever you see a hidden fissure. I guess I understand how that feels. It's kind of like finding unexpected treasure at the end of a fork in the road, right? Since the rally commission's been completed, Belle, you can do whatever you want to do now. Let's talk in the evening. Your phone beeps. Who could that be a message from? Do you hear, manager? I got a compliment from a customer. It's because you work hard, Eddie. I think you misunderstand. It wasn't me who got a compliment, it was the store itself. The service is good, the atmosphere is relaxing, and the videotape selection is top-notch. It looks like customers are giving it more and more praise. I'm happy to have played a part in making my favourite store so lively. Keep it up, manager. Oh, and here's the latest batch of videotapes. Make sure to organise them nice and tidy to attract more customers. Keep up the fantastic work. You're sounding more and more like the manager. The video store's business performance has improved. Current status in great demand. And we got We Need You, Oh Sweetie, 7710 Its Cat, and Bang Boo Nose. Tells the tale of a beautiful lady Monica who lost her memory, and the various stories that unfold in a strange city. Bold performances and scenes made it quite popular. Stuff's so much better. I mean, or the alternative when you want to have a game take place in Japan is just do what Shin Megami Tensei does, which is just nuke it and then name all the areas that you like reinvent after areas in Tokyo, so you can keep on telling people it's Japan, we promise. Just do the SMT approach, just nuke it into oblivion, and then in the ruins just say, hey, this is Tokyo, we promise. It's not like they've done that in SMT 2 and 3 and now in 5. Is there anything we can go out and do in the day before we go talk to Wise? Because it's the... I think that's morning. Oh, there's commissions to pick up. Because there's also something we can try and pick up in the construction site if I check with Mew Mew. I'm searching for a house. What kind of house? Warm, dry, quiet, and convenient for getting food and visiting friends. Oh, don't we all want a house like that? It's warm, you're not going to get damp house, it's a little out of the way so you don't get crazy street traffic, and like your shops and your friends are close by. Yeah, I'd love that. I have some of these, but not all of them. My house is too fucking warm. It gets but it does get damp in the winter. Although I'm not on a main street, I'm not too far off one, sometimes it does get pretty loud outside. And I do live between 3 corner shops, so it's easy to get food. But I live like a good 20 minutes away from town, so if I want to meet up with friends, I either have to hop on a bus or just take the walk. No, the property agent. Oh, that's too much of a hassle. In fact, small trash can will do. I'll respect your preference. I have to work on the time to check out the trash cans one by one. Leave it to me. Fucking, she wants a. The economy's in shambles. If modest, tall ladies in suits are looking for bins for homes, for little trash cans for homes. You take a picture of me if you find a suitable one. Oh, but that sort of stuff, like, that sort of stuff when it comes to, like, when Assassin's Creed talks about certain topical things that might be controversial and shit like that, I can't stress enough, that's when I start switching off from the conversation entirely. But I get it, and I get it's important to people, and I get, like, it matters and all that stuff. Oh, give me the coin, give me the coin. They're flipping a coin, that's a HIA thing. Weird performance lying down in someone else's store. Okay, we have a coin to look for. Like, I get it's important and whatnot, but at the same time, I'm just like, I just want to play video games. And if they tell me an interesting story and a different perspective from one that's like the American way, sure. You know, what do I get? It's nice to learn, even if sometimes it's not always good learning. Yeah, because I game over in DMZ 1. Fair. What got ya?
If you need upsex help, just let me know.
Yeah, around the elevator of any uninvolved people or bamboo before starting work in the morning. And then timely assistance says a container window in the morning, so I want to go over to the construction site. Nightmare 2. Oh yeah, fair enough. A lot of bosses in DMC 1, I feel like are made harder just because of the arena. Like, a lot of them, if they just gave you more space, wouldn't be so bad, but because the game is, you know, a Resident Evil game that was retrofitted to be an action game, some of the environments are way too small for the bosses. Untouchables. Ah, fair enough. Oh, okay. Hannah's not looking for a home for herself. She's looking for a cat. Why not adopt it? Wait, that's actually doable. How come I never thought about that? Thanks for your reminder. You were looking for a trash can for a cat instead of just adopting the cat? You... Maybe society should be in shambles. Birthday cakes and gift cakes. Oh, don't get in trouble handing out flyers for our shop in front of another shop. Games. Something's still missing. Live streaming shop chores don't attract enough followers. It's similar to a foodie, but all the street sells noodles, and I can't just keep eating noodles. There's an arcade and a gadget store on the street. Maybe I can portray myself as a video game enthusiast too. So I've seen shambles thing here. So what video games would I mean? I put a coin in. What about cute noob girl? Sounds promising. How long have I been standing there? Did you hear me talking to myself? I heard everything, including the noob girl part. Pipkin and Pippa already got her act together? Oh, I'm not sure who that is. Whatever, you're just a random passerby, and even tell me your fans won't believe you. Passerby, wait, passerby, that's it. I can use this chance to generate more buzz. Hey, beautiful, can you take a... Alright, you little flirt. Can you take a photo? Just a photo of me passing by here? Take a quick picture. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think it's to look like I'm casually walking by. VTuber kind of a nut job. Oh, fair enough. I know a decent number of VTubers. Not know of them personally, obviously, but I know of them, but I don't know all of them. Like, because I watch the streamer I watch the most is Ray, like Ray Nevaez Jr. I bring him up a lot. Over like the past couple years now, he's been like collabing with more and more VTubers because he just genuinely gets along with them, and he's a very approachable person. So a lot of VTubers don't mind approaching him to say they want to do content together and like get him involved in collab sessions and whatnot. So like a lot of them I learn about through his streams. Especially once he started streaming with Nags, because Nags is I'm telling you, if you've ever watched any VTuber on Twitch, there's a good chance that that streamer knows Nags, and you'll see Nags's emotes appear in the chat because Nags literally just knows all of them. He's not a VTuber, but man, is he like an ally of the VTubers, if that makes sense. Like, he knows all of them. It's wild. This spaghetti motherfucker just knows all of them. If I had like proper recording equipment set up, I would probably stream on Twitch and then just upload the archives to YouTube, because it's easier. And to be blunt, it's easier to like generate attention and get people to watch your stuff, because it's easier to like tag games you're playing. You can do gift subs easier, like things like that. Like, there's a whole system with Twitch. And what I would probably do is that like I would work my ass off for it, don't get me wrong, but what I would probably do is I would like do my same streaming time but on Twitch instead. But what I would then do is that once the stream's over, immediately go into uploading and try and have it on YouTube within like the next 8 hours, like the entire video archived. I'm gonna be watching. Well, you could just get a Twitch account. I know you're a Twitch hater, but like, come on, man. It's just like, as someone who's been streaming on YouTube for like the past 2 years straight, but has been involved in content creation on YouTube for 12 years now, I know where the money is, so to speak. I know where the revenue is. I know where to generate that kind of publicity is, and it's not YouTube. YouTube is good for maintaining once you have it, but Twitch is good for just getting your name out there. I have a Twitch account, I just don't link it, and it's easy enough to find. Literally just search Atelier of Robu and you'll find it. The only place you'll never see me stream is Kick, because anytime I see a Kick streamer like make a post about like how we need to like do more to try and stop pedophiles, I'm like, hey, you know the cool's coming from inside, right? You're a Kick streamer. There's a real long legacy of Kick streamers getting outed as predators. So that's a real dark topic that I'm not going to get too much into, but there's a fucking history, and it's like, I don't want to be associated with that at all. Like, fucking no. So your account is something like, well, I know speak the right to Clara here. She's more adorable in person in her videos. Perfect. Please keep this between us. Find this lovely coin near the flowerbird. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I was like, like a couple streamers I watch make jokes about it. Like, if something goes wrong on Twitch, they go, oh, fuck, I'm cancelled. I'm going to have to stream on Kick and become a terrible person. I'm just like, duh. Or like, I saw a joke and it's like, it was like they only let you in if you committed at least one felon. And I was just like, alright. What's Spit Shoot? I don't actually know what that is off the top of my head. It's like, today's a history lesson for me, because I'm learning a whole bunch of things I've never heard of before. Also, it's not morning anymore, fuck, so we missed our chance to go to the construction site, that's fine. I wish... I wish it was easier to change the time of day. Because you can, technically. But only once. You press square the rest, and when you go to press it again, it says, like, oh, Belle's well rested, so you can't. So you have to go do missions. But YouTube essentially uploads your Y2 videos to it. Fair enough. I don't know if I'd bother with something like that, but I get it. I think the problem is the moment it's anything that's like a smaller alternative, unless it like magically blows up the way TikTok did, it's never gonna be the ideal one for you to start streaming on. Or if your intention is to, you know, profit in any sense of the word, whether it's like get your name out there or literally just make money. Because it's just an alternative little thing that only like 6 other people will know about, potentially. And obviously I'm exaggerating a little bit. I'm sure it's more than 6 fucking people, but you get what I mean. But the trouble with mainstream is that, yeah, it's easier for you to get buried, but equally, if you can get through the emburyment, there's a lot more people that can just notice you. Oh, does this reset every week? Does this game actually have proper dailies? Because I got the free roll yesterday. If that's the case, then hell yeah, ZZZ, you've got something over your kin. The Star Rail only do it once per update, and Genshin fucking... I can't remember the last time they did a daily sign-in reward. If I'm being honest. I can't remember the last time they fucking did it. Yeah, right on BitChute. I mean, Twitch, like, the part of the reason why I'd always make sure to archive everything on YouTube anyway, is that Twitch, if you flag something on copyright, it just mutes that chunk of the VOD. And so, obviously, after a while, that VOD could have potentially become inaccessible or just unwatchable because there's random chunks in it that are completely muted. Whilst with YouTube, I could just take the L and just be like, alright, it's not monetized. Like, if... And it's a big if, but if the day ever comes that I decide to stream Kingdom Hearts, which I'd like to at some point, it's just it's a big commitment, I have long since accepted there's not a single fucking stream of that I will do that isn't in danger of being copyright struck. Like, if it just gets claims and it can't be monetized, I'll take it. But there is some real dangers. The only thing I need to do, and actually, I need to actually test this. I've been meaning to for a while. Is I would need to mute Simple and Clean in KH1, Sanctuary in 2, and Face My Fears in KH3 because they are super fucking copywritten songs, and they will super strike you into oblivion if they hear it. So I need to actually try this. There's a trick. I've known it for a while, and if you guys don't know and you play on PS5, it might be good to know. The microphone button on your controller, if you hold it down instead of pressing it, it mutes the game audio. I've been meaning to test if it actually mutes it for you guys, and you can still hear me. So I'm actually going to try that right now. So I am muting it. Alright, never mind, it didn't work, fuck. Nobody remains. Damn. Alright, I have to think of something else. But basically, Simple and Clean and Sanctuary will, eviscerate me. Otherwise. What I'll have to do then, probably, is just, like, we stare at a blue screen. Like, I just do this. And we just go, like, oh man, great, it's cool. And like, I just kind of clock in my head how long it's been going for. And then we just go, fears and lies will hurt. And then we go, oh, okay. I'll have to look into it, see if there's any other way of getting around it. Because it literally looks like, it's not anytime soon, because I said it's a big investment, it's a big commitment. But I would like to, because I love the Kingdom Hearts series. I genuinely enjoy most of the games in this series. The only ones I don't really like is Chain of Memories. But that's also because I did it on Proud Mode for the trophy, and Jesus Christ, don't play that game on Proud Mode. It drains the soul out of you. And Dream Drop Distance. And Dream Drop Distance is because I don't really like the drop mechanic. I found it really intrusive. I may have a fix. Uh-oh. Actually, before I get too carried away, running around, let me at least... Yeah, there's a side... I was going to say, is there a side quest to pick over at the construction site? There is. I should at least have a look. Oh, Mew Mew, you're actually over here now. Awesome. Hey, and you gave us the site notes. Awesome. Make sure those KH streams to not go over 6 hours for a stream. Oh, okay. Well, how's that work? Under 6 hours, you can edit out portions via YouTube Studios. Oh, you mean do it in post? Trouble is, at least in my because there was a point in time where I did do a Kingdom Hearts stream. I streamed 358 over 8 days, or 358 over 2 days. Sorry, when I get the numbering right. And the stream was 2 hours long, and then when I finished it, I went to go to YouTube, like just to kind of see how it was doing, to learn that the stream got pulled down. Like, YouTube pulled it down because of the copyright issue. So I was just like, ah, okay. But obviously that was like 4 years ago, so I don't know how much YouTube's copyright system has changed since then. Like, the stream was gone, it was taken down. I've had a few instances like that. It's the reason why, if you look at my live stream of Data Live, some of those streams are weirdly spaced out or weirdly timed. It's because things happened and the streams got pulled down by YouTube automatically. And so 4 years ago, no, I don't mean as an editor, I mean to just check it. Because you also, although you couldn't edit the videos, you still had the YouTube studio back then. It was just to check it. And it was already gone, it was already pulled down. But like Data Live, I got my streams pulled down a lot because, to be blunt, Origami happened. And I wish I was kidding. Origami was I love that character. I love her the bits. She is not stream friendly. Anytime she did something slightly sexual, YouTube genuinely thought I was streaming nudity or streaming porn and would pull the stream down. I was just like, fuck's sake, Origami. Like back in the day. There's like one of this, like, because I streamed every path, like with Data Live, like I did like every character path in like all 3 games. I say that there's only like real 2 endings in the third one because it's more of an epilogue to the second one than anything else. But when I was going through it, you'll see that there's an Origami video that's just 9 minutes long, and it's me just rattling on what happened because I was streaming for like 2.5 hours, and then the stream just got killed, and I didn't want to do it again. That's it. I'm hoping that it's just that YouTube systems have changed a lot since then, but it's also why, like, sometimes when things get a little excessive, like when we was going through Final Fantasy 16 and like characters had sex, I was just like, oh, I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Like I get a little more nervous. Like I still have like unpleasant memories of like 5 odd years ago when my streams just got cut off with no word of warning or anything from YouTube. Let's try that one. As you're hearing us busy composing music. Music? Right, I may not look it, but I'm Bellabog's foremost construction site musician. Looking on steel pipes, remain the drills. I can tell you put them into instructions. Yeah, promote discipline. Tell me more. As it sounds. Sure. Is this one of the coins? Yeah, I knew it. I mean, like, to like give a comparison, like to bring him up again. Ray recently started streaming Kingdom Hearts 2, and like on the YouTube upload, he just completely cut out Sanctuary. Like, he didn't mute that part of the VOD. He just edited it out before he uploaded it. And he even made a point of saying it's like he knew in advance it likely that wasn't going to stay. It's like just before the song started, he went, "All right, YouTube, I'll see you in a second." And then obviously on the other side of it, he went, "All right, YouTube, I think we're probably back by now. I think we're safe." It was the same with like when he streamed Judgment 1, the intro song was copywritten, so he edited it out. Well, there's attendant robots from the heavy industries. Smart machines at Bellabog are fantastic, but anything willing to share their tech. Such as smart machines, but it's supposed to be their partners. Machines are family to them. They seem to know what's going on behind the scenes then. That's meant we could reuse some AI upgrades. Could you ask them if they want to help us out? We pressed a little too hard last time I talked about the project timeline, and nothing's a bit awkward. I'll give it a shot. Thank you. Just go talk to Lee. He seems a very nice guy. P2. To be honest, like maybe then that's like in Ray's instance is just because, you know, his YouTube has like 500,000 subscribers. That is just, there's more eyes on it, so there's more likely for like big corpos that might want to manually copyright it to get on him. I'm gonna help you. I'm just ready to run an overhaul. Tell them about the request. And to use the mod to machines, but we don't have spare logic cores lying around either. When we upgrade the onboard systems, machines won't follow their commands without logic cores. Sorry, I'm afraid that your hands are tied. Alright, I'll let them know. So it'd make you go back empty-handed. Hey, Mr. Pressurer. It's not that they're not willing to talk to you, it's that they don't fucking have it. Hey, you. They're just running back to, like, this little lady just running back to him. Hey, Kosaka. But yeah, stay frosty. Yeah. Gone from YouTube myself. Now, I've thankfully done alright. The only time I've ever taken an actual proper, like, full copyright strike was from fucking Atlas. When I was trying to upload just show a little thing from something I liked at Persona 5, but because it was me showing content after, like, a month into the game, like, in-game, they copyright struck me, and I was just like, you cunts. Sorry, excuse my language, but I was not happy with Atlas after that. Atlas back in 2017, 2018, and early 2019 were infamously, horrendously anti-content creation. They despised the idea of their stuff being on YouTube or anything. They thought it was like somehow going to like cost them sales. They were hella antagonistic. It was funny. It was actually Sega stepping in that finally stopped them. It's not a new era. It's not a new era. When I first started streaming, I dropped a C-bomb all the time because I'm British. The word means nothing to me. And the only reason I stopped is because YouTube got on my case about it. This is funny we were talking about YouTube. YouTube got on my case about it. Like, they stopped promoting is the wrong word because they weren't promoting, but my videos were getting zero traction because they were getting auto flagged as adult only because I was swearing, I was dropping the C-bomb too much, which is why I made a conscious effort to stop doing so. But if I'm British, it's the C-bomb means nothing to me. Because Sega were the ones that were willing to take a step back. And because it was because basically Sega in like 2020, 2021, they took a step back for themselves and kind of realized that it's literally just free promotion. And so they kind of loosened it with Yakuza to see how it went, and it paid off. Like a Dragon got a lot more content on YouTube, like Yakuza Like a Dragon when it dropped. And in general, it got a much better reception and more people tried it out and it sold super well. And although it wasn't all because, you know, just allowing it to be on YouTube and Twitch and things like that, it definitely helped. And then afterwards at that, they started going towards a lot of their other companies and being like, okay, no, be better with this. And Atlas were like one of the ones that were just super infamous about it. Oh no, Sega have problems elsewhere. Don't get me wrong, Sega have questionable business practices here, there, and everywhere. But they realized that there was money to be made, so they allowed it to happen. Atlas, don't get me wrong, Atlas's like production side of it are genuinely stupid at times, and it like I'm glad that there's like someone else at the reins to kind of just like pull them along sometimes, because Atlas is like when you look back at like Ancient Atlas, there is only one game on PS3, PS4, and PS5 combined that is region locked, and it's an Atlas game because Atlas insisted that it had to be region locked. And it's just like that's such a that's such a bad record to have on you that it's like for 3 console generations there's only one game that's been region locked, and it's an Atlas title. It's Persona 4 Arena. Like, Persona 4 Arena, when it came out in Japan, it would not work on US and European PS3s. And then when it came out in the US, 9 months later, it wouldn't work on European PS3s. And then when it finally came out in Europe, an additional whole year after the American version, I am not kidding, it was 13 months after the US release, it came out in the UK. Only then could UK players actually play the original PS3 release of Persona 3 Arena legitimately without getting an American PS3. It was so fucking stupid. Yeah, nowadays Arena Ultimax is on PS4. People forget that Arena Ultimax was only on PS3 for like 8 years. Like 8 or 9 years. And even then, the port to PS4 was an extremely lazy port that was literally just the arcade 2.0 version that didn't even have like online quality of life until people bitched up a storm about it, because it was like, why is there no online quality of life? And then it got rolled back in a summer update that broke the PC version of the game, and they never fixed it. And they just abandoned it. And it's just like, thanks Atlas, love you guys. I'm so glad you care about this PS3 fighting game. But yeah, back in the day, back in like 2009, 2010, 2011, Atlas were infamously horrendous with how they handled some of their business decisions. Second, how to do. And I said, in my opinion, a lot of the reason why they're better nowadays is literally just because of Sega kind of wringing the neck in. Because given when Persona 5 came out, they wanted absolutely no one to be putting anything of that game on YouTube or streaming beyond the first month in game. So like the moment you beat Kamoshido's Palace, they wanted you to stop showing anything beyond that point. And of course, people didn't listen to that because that's stupid. Even back in 2017, everyone went, that's ridiculous. And then Atlas responded with not copyright claims or asking for video shutdowns, hard copyright strikes. And several channels ended up getting deleted because they struck several videos at once. And of course, 3 strikes means you're out with YouTube's policy, especially back in 2017. It was non-negotiable. And the fact that they then tried to like pull a similar shit with Royal, and the backlash was even more severe, and now they've only, like, since Royal's release, dropped it. Like, Royal's PS4 release dropped it finally, and shut up about it, and let people stream it. It's just like, I'm glad Sega ringed their neck in, because that was bullshit. It was actively harming their reputation. When the people trying to make the games just want people to enjoy the games, yet the publishing side of it was just like, nope, no one can show it. You just have to buy it, just consume. And then also we're talking like 5 or 6 years ago now, but it's why every time anything new Atlas comes out, I always get nervous that it's going to be recording blocks. Even though I'm relatively confident it's never going to happen again because of, like, you know, Sega jumping in and saying, stop doing that, you idiots. It still sits in the back of my head. It's like, they might do. Metaphor might come out and be recording blocks. Persona 6, when they eventually comes around, might find out, like, you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, as I said, Atlas on the production side were infamously problematic for a long while. I feel like they're a lot better now, but I said a lot of it is just because of Sega ringing the neck in. I feel like nowadays they do seem a lot more hands-off. Like, I've not heard of anyone getting claimed or struck by Atlas stuff in, like, the past couple years, outside of stuff that any company would copyright claim for. Like if someone just uploads a whole track from the soundtrack, yeah, Atlas are going to claim that, especially if you're trying to make money off of it, because that's literally not yours. That's literally like breaking fair use at that point. If you just upload like Rivers in the Desert as is, and then try and monetize it, yeah, Atlas are going to come for you. Like, that's the only time I've seen like stuff happen in recent past years, like shit that like any company would go for you for. Like, we're talking like 2017 to, at the latest, 2020. But like I said, Atlas for a long while had a real rough track record of their bit on their business side, which is a shame because I say it's not the devs' fault. The devs just want to make games that people enjoy. You know? You know, not everyone's a Catherine fan, but the Catherine devs still put their heart and soul into it, and they don't deserve to take the flack from the business side. The Persona devs, same deal. SMT, same deal. Metaphor, it'll be the same deal. They shouldn't have to take the, like, basically take the loss in what would have just been income and success and sales because the business decision are so anti-consumer. Or at least were. Have you lost something? Oh, it's you. Oh, you look familiar. I know Ben and the others real well. We're friends then, so you can do me a favour? Of course. Yesterday I sent 2 rookie drivers to pick up a shipment, and they should be back now, but there's been no signs and they just vanished. I have to go find them, I can't leave my post. I'll go find them. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have sent 2 rookies. Will they get lost inside the hollow? What are the coordinates? No, I can't answer the construction site first. I've got a strange feeling, I think they're back. I know I've forgotten something important, my gut is telling me. I'm honestly hesitant with Metaphor. I think it will be fun, and I think it will be good. I just don't fucking trust the director to talk about race. The director of Metaphor is the same director of Persona 3, 4, and 5, and I just don't trust him to have a story talking about race. He has not had a good track record of talking about these things. Trying to talk about sensitive topics. It's like, maybe he's, like, you know, he's matured and, like, wizened up a little bit since, like, even Persona 5 and whatnot. But it doesn't change the fact that's, like, the only thing that makes me super fucking hesitant. Because I just, like, he does not have a good track record of doing any of those kind of topics justice. Like, Metaphor is it's designed to be an anniversary title for Atlus, like the company, and so it's why the whole game is filled to the brim with, like, references and homages and whatnot to the entire legacy of Atlus. Like, there's a character that straight up looks like Rin from Catherine Full Body, even though it's not the same character. The gameplay mechanics are heavily inspired by Shin Megami Tensei. There is a social link system from Persona. You know what I mean? Like, it's got little bits of everything, whilst also being in an entirely new setting, because Atlus, as far as I'm aware, have never done a traditional fantasy setting. They've always done contemporary. So, like, I'm excited for it for someone who actually enjoys the legacy of Atlus, so someone who loves Revelations Persona and both Persona 2 Innocent Sin Eternal Punishment, who loves every Shin Megami Tensei game but 9, because that's the only one I haven't played because it's an Xbox original exclusive, and I'm like, what the fuck, Atlus? And not 9 as in the number 9, 9 as in the word 9. They made a game called Shin Megami Tensei 9, and it was an Xbox exclusive. And so it's not the 9th entry, no, it's like 9 because 9 was like a theme. Got away from in the afternoon saying I wasn't wearing my hardware out and the assembly fixtures. Why? I don't know what Atlus were cooking in 2001, dude, but it was fucking not good. It was not the smartest. Looking to someone? Can I help you? Seen 2 truck drivers. Yeah, I've seen them. Where? Not sure. It's a blowing me having seen them today. Fair enough. 2 truck drivers. Truck into the info. But genuinely, I love all of them. So like a game that's all about celebrating the legacy of Atlus, I'm entirely down for. I just am hesitant about the game itself. I mean, obviously, it's not out for a few more months yet. I've just got some reservations. That's all. I don't know if I'll play it at launch. I think that's something I should mention as well, just because it depends what my schedule's like, and I also don't know how big that game's going to be. The only Atlas games like that I'm interested in playing at launch is that Persona 6 will probably get at least one stream. I don't know if I'll do the whole game because I imagine it'll be like 80 plus hours long. But I might at least do one stream of it. And then and Shin Megami Tensei, I'm always going to be streaming SMT. I like this. I love that series. And I hope more SMT gets ported soon. Oh, and if they also do something with Soul Hackers 1, that'd be nice. I think if they ported Soul Hackers 1, it would baffle people who've never played Soul Hackers 1 how different it is from between 1 and 2. It's like, it's all my fault. But Ricky's not sent out Hollow Route. Find them. Truck. Truck's right here. The truck is back 2. I feel like I missed something. What is he talking about? Is this the truck? Oh, is it these? Is this truck? There is one standing over it. Oh, there it is. Hey, kid, look, you're from round. You're not. You don't look like you're from round here. You're not working on the site, are you? You trouble you or something? It's just there are 2 people in the toilet. So I'm in the bathroom in a long time. Can you go check what's going on in there? I don't want to interfere with other people's business, but I can't hold them forever. Sure. We're all co-workers. It's kind of awkward for me to knock on the door. Since you don't work here, can you help me out? The bathroom again. You missed. I missed? You just spent half an hour taking aim at a sniper rifle. Shut up and watch it. Oh, he's shit. No! Hang on. Let me check back on the truck. It's fine. We just finished a holo trip this morning. Nobody saw us coming. If Cap can't find us, he'll just think we're held up on the way. They're playing video games. They're slacking. They're playing video games on their phone in the bog house. Their gaming environment's a little cramped. What's that supposed to mean? Where'd they run off to? They're playing video games in the bathroom. What? This is completely unacceptable. I've been looking for them so long. You bet I'll be teaching them a lesson. Thanks, you really helped me out today. You're welcome. I'll have to think of a good way to put them in their place. Foreman storms off in anger towards his wishing to those brave soldiers all the best. Oh, is there any evening objectives whilst I'm here? Found a friend who shares my passion for petting cats in the evening. We agreed to meet at the sand pit. I see you. Alpha Boo? Uh-oh. What do you want with me? I saved you. Darn it, my insomnia's been acting up lately. I was busy, I must have forgotten to eat again. Humans, you saw my weak side! Curses! Never anyone sees such a state of embarrassment. Go on, how many Denny's would it take for you to forget everything you just saw? 1 billion. Interesting, human. Your greed has successfully piqued my interest. Very well, I'll remember you. Please stop talking. Human, you may express your disgust, yet deep down you still yearn for me. Really get what whets my appetite. Cat lover boo. Come and see my cute little baby. Isn't it cute when it digs dirt like that? Meow. What's it burying? Oh, it's just business. It didn't cover its own scent. What a clever little baby. Give your kid a little privacy. Yeah. I wish like the Bang Boo was actually in our language, but I think they just make a sound and you're supposed to like pretend it's a language. What a blessing it is for a cute little cat to be here. Such a brilliant catty face. I just want to plunge my whole face into its little paw pads and give them a hearty huff. That you can manage to keep so calm really shows that you're someone who doesn't know how to enjoy good things in life. Ah, huff, huff, huff. Sorry, once you've done burying its business, you can have one of its paws to huff. Alright. What's up, Jen? You know Kaishu? Why, what's happening? Demolishing the abandoned building. Well, old photos and personal belongings. Turns out he used to live there and I feel bad for destroying it. Could you please pass on what I found for him? Sure. Okay, if I find... Brutus? Oh, goodness. What's his name? Foreman Thomas. No, you're not who I'm looking for. No. Over where? I'm looking for him. Oh, it's you. Your name didn't pop up, so I thought you were just an NPC. Thanks for telling me. You okay? Oh, you worried me? It's kind of you. Don't worry, I'm no longer attached to the past. In fact, I'd like to forget about it. These odd photos are meaningful to me, so for the rest you can keep them. Okay, so morning, late at night, morning, afternoon, late at night, and let's just find all the coins. Okay, so we can't do anything else right here, right now.
Mew will always protect you. Should I say, protect you?
Oh, I just realized, like, on the bottom, like, at the bar, you can see that says 14 of 16 of the Mew Mew stuff done, 6 of 16. Alright, let's go catch up with Wise. Oh, hey, Belle, you need something? Oh, nothing for now. I got a message, hang on. So to interrupt you, I'm Kusaka. I'm supposed you remember me. Please don't kid around with me. Lead engineer to the Free Gates Corp we've met before. I commissioned you to go to Belobog Heavy Industries and inquire about the intelligence mods of cement mixers. After you left, technician modified the cement mixer. Your work is done, but become pretty weird. Weird? I'm not sure what the problem is either. Please, if you need to spend time, come check out the site. Oh, I guess we're going back. Fucking burn, burn, burn. Ah, Grace! I wish there was like a proper photo mode. Like the camera is just not the same because you can't like. I want to like flip the camera so I can be in the photo. You're back. Oh, welcome back. So I got distracted. Mew Mew, get out of the fucking shot. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, the construction site track, it's a fun track. The problem I have with it is that it's too short a loop. It's literally, you just start, and then after like a 5 seconds, you just hear, burnt. Alright, so what have you got now? What went wrong? Got all the scrap Bellabog logic cores, installed one. All we did was start talking in a weird tone. It wouldn't listen to any commands. What am I going to do? You made your own bed. It'll turn out like this. Trying to cut course engineering team, the other. They're supposed to get back to my boss. Please ask the entries to help us see if they know how to do some modifications. Is that why Grace is here? Do I need to ask her to modify it? Oh, and the fact that this is her, like, base, basically. Motionless, indicator lights, the left to sort of glow. For whose sake? I kind of like them both, but like for different reasons. Like, it's weird. Like, it's the same with like Yakuza 2's final boss theme, where it's like I kind of like both of them, but for different reasons. I don't really know which one I prefer directly. What is this? We start to tone you like the following: proud and sassy, serving positive, or troll-like and friendly. Proud and sassy? Ding, logic core configured. Oh, it's you. What's wrong? Don't get it wrong. I'm not waiting for you here, just prepping for work as scheduled. Stop the modification. We've just met each other for the first time. You already think I'm not good enough? You're an idiot. Seems like there's no way to stop it. Let's go get some help from Bellabog. Uh-oh, I've caused a problem. Grace, I'm sorry. I fucked up one of your machines. Huh? Oh, it's you. It's rare to see you. Around here. You okay, Grace? I'm okay. Was a little sleep deprived from working on a technical problem for the entire night. At times like this, I wish I had a prosthetic arm that can work for me while I'm sleeping. It'd be nice if I had an arm of... if the arm had a muscular look and an exquisite design. It would be perfect for technical workers. So what can I do for you? Kind of embarrassing for me to say, but I fucked up one of your machines. It's more tsundere and sassy, yeah. Was it great? Like, because we got the lore teaser, and I can talk about it. Like, we learned that, like, Grace, her background, it's very familiar for anyone who's ever been called a gifted kid. She was, like, treated as, like, she was seen as, like, the ultimate prodigy of her technical prowess growing up. Like, this technical genius, and, like, this absolute mastermind of her craft, this master of engineering, like, in her engineering studies. But it led to her having a huge mental downfall because she ended up making this expectation for herself that she had to always be the best, to make herself worthy of that expectation others had for her, even if they probably didn't care. And because of that, she became a workaholic, which is why, like, her not having good sleeping habits, like, in the lore teaser, there's a point where, like, a chunk of machinery falls on her and she gets kind of badly hurt, and then the next morning, even when, like, Koleda is still touching up some of her injuries and, like, having to put, like, cold water on parts of it because she's that badly hurt, she's still thinking about the project and what she can do to try and improve it. There's a point where you literally see her, like, slamming her head against her desk because it's just not working and she's getting frustrated at herself. Like, the trailer's called, like, 1001 prototypes. It's like, yeah, like, she refuses to give up because she's so hyper-fixated on, like, maintaining this idea that she has to be the best because it's what people expected of her when she was a kid, of this whole, like, praising her and propping her up as a genius, that she's literally ruining her physical and mental health for it. Tell Grace about the modifications. Do you mean free gates used, free gates use our discarded parts in violation of our regulations and cause the machines to malfunction? You're such a nice person, Proxy. But I can't see why Bellabog Industries to clean the mess caused by their competitor. That being said, I have a fair proposal. If you can provide me with inspiration for my mechanical hand, I'll consider giving you the solution to the core failure. Let me see what I can do. A sleek and exquisitely designed mechanical hand. I think I saw something like that while whipping on 6th Street. Why don't you take a look around 6th Street and see if you can find any traces of that mechanical hand? It's also why Grace calls her machines her babies, because she basically nurtures and builds them repeatedly for months on end, so she gets attached to them. In 6th grade, yeah, that's brutal. That was just, like, regardless of, like, your intelligence, that's just setting up for failure. Let's go in, Proxy. It wasn't too difficult, I hope. So I had to piece some things together. Then it's a deal. Give me a photo of that mechanical hand, and I'll give you the solution in exchange. I'll get hyped while I wait for you. Oh yeah, the remodeling shop. I like those absurd unrealistic expectations. Oh, hey Enzo, can I take a photo of your arm? Oh, it's not gonna let me. I should probably ask first. That makes sense. Hey there. You have anything to modify? You might have to wait a while. I need to scratch my arm. I feel like it's a bit stiff after a long day of work. My friend is a fan of your arm. Briefly explain Grace's request. I see. You only want a photo of my prosthetic arm? Sure. It used to give me so much pain, so now I'm proud of it. It was designed by an old friend. That's a shame, because it shouldn't have like been like that in that sense. Like, being diagnosed with disorders shouldn't have affected your way of life in the grand scheme. It's the people around you that chose to make that happen. Obviously, I don't know your whole background, but that's... like, you know what I mean? Especially when you're a kid, you're just going through your day-to-day business. You're just experiencing life. It's up to the people that... like, your guardians, your parents, your teachers... like, etc., etc., to be the ones that help... like, alright, that guy just walked into the camera, to kind of try and do their best to support you. Agree with it was 2001? Yeah, I get it. Understanding of any kind of disorder, or... tism, or... etc. is... the understanding of it's radically different nowadays than it was then, and even then it's not perfect nowadays. There's still people that the moment they hear ADHD or hear autism or hear anything of just your brain not being a quote-unquote normal, they suddenly just assume you're different in like a really antagonistic way, and most of the time you wouldn't even notice. Old friend. It was flexible, strong, and easy to use. The shoulder part feels heavy recently, but I guess it's because I've been overusing it. By the way, did you say you want to take a picture of the arm? Go ahead, I'll stand still. Thanks, Enzo. Oh, you guys are here. Sometimes, like, even when, like, I'm not streaming, I'll be running around minding my business, and I'll just bump into Ellen. Like, Ellen hangs out on 6th Street a lot when she's not in school. Like, you catch her during the day on the weekends, and you can sometimes catch her here at night. Which is why I was glancing around, like, during the weekdays. Like, she's like an out-and-out school kid, and, like, she just hangs out in town the moment she's not at school. Hey, beautiful. Oh, you're back. Have you snapped a picture of a prosthetic arm? Oh, please show me. Yeah. Oh! Interesting. Oh? Is this gentleman experiencing discomfort around his shoulder lately? He didn't mention that. It's exactly what I expected. This prosthetic arm has a brilliant design, but the bearings of the joints are slightly worn out. Look here. This will result in a slight imbalance. Alright, I see you, Officer Mew Mew. Fucking stop waving. And in its weight distribution. While it can still work, I believe it will cause some discomfort. You can remind him of that when you get some time. So about the cement mixers? I feel more energized now looking at the great mechanical design. Given the sincerity to the offer, I'll lend him a hand. I brought out those logic cores from the hollows. Most of them had defects and didn't pass testing. Defects? Yeah, Ether corrupted their core circuits. And their algorithms became quite strange, no matter how their personalities were programmed. When testing their logic cores, we tried out some mods on a forklift. Anton randomly made up a character called Real Bro in Pursuit of Power. In the end, the forklift just stayed in one place, lifting heavy metal objects up and down, and refused to carry any freight or take any machine oil. It would just say, I'm only doing strength training now, no cardio, and definitely not having carbs, otherwise these muscles won't pop. It's a word I don't even pretend to understand. Right? That's why those logic cores didn't pass basic testing, and we scrapped them all. How can we restore the modded cement mixer back to its original? The solution is pretty straightforward. My preset voice command is the only thing needed to shut everything down. Just say, calm down, little one, to the machine. It'll make the logic core shut down. That's your code phrase, Grace? Can you just say that to me? It'd make me shut down. I'd nap peacefully in your lap. So it makes it seem to have to take this on as approaching and starts talking. Calm down, little one. Beep. Abort command detected. Logic core is now disabled. On roll GPAs and everything below B is a fail. Yeah, that's brutal. I'm sorry, dude. Managed to make it stop. Go tell Kosaka. Hey, you idiot. Maybe this time let's like play fair and like buy official products and shit like that. It stopped. That's great. Technicians get here. We'll have them dismantle that logic core. Now I'll never mess with these smart machines again. Let's forget about the modding. Anyway, thanks a lot for the help, you big one. Graduate high school. Yeah, then put the goalpost back. It's like when like you're talking to someone and like they keep arguing with you and then they say meet me in the middle, and so you dare to finally take one step towards the middle and you notice they've just taken a step back and they're still saying meet me in the middle. That's that kind of mentality, and it's just like it's just toxic, and it just they just want you to be their thing, not actually get to be your person. I mean, ultimately, it makes you who you are, for better or worse. It's the same with anything. It just the stuff that happens when you're young dictates a lot of how you become in your future, and it's up to you to decide how much you're going to let that control you, and how much you're going to try and be your own person beyond the troubles, which is easier said than done, depending on the extent of it. But you know what I mean. Oh, and whilst it's nighttime, what can I actually? Hey, Mew Mew, whilst you're here, what can I do? What's a nighttime activity? Morning. Late at night, the sunken stockpile area. Anything else this morning? Oh, a light late at night. Tower crane. The dogs at the tower crane late at night. So, depressed pit and near a crane. My success. That's a shame. Oh, found the... Alright, yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, I love pouring concrete. Someone's my silicon. I love pouring concrete. It gets out my circuits. I love pouring concrete. It makes my inorganic matter flourish. I'm going to pour like... My life depends on it. I'm going to pour like crazy. I'm going to pour all day and all night. I'll pour so ruthlessly. I'll pour so loudly. I'll pour without a care in the world what anyone else thinks. Pour it. Pour concrete all over me. Pour it. Burst my eardrums with your drill. Ah, pour. Ah, pour. Ah. What a great concrete pourer. What a great drill. What a great reinforced concrete... Did we fix this bugaboo? I think I didn't. Let's get ruthless. Forget all mercy. Pour all like heck. Let's get pouring. Gosh, me busy. Yeah, that's fair. I'm glad you had that at least. Maybe the wires got crossed? I don't know if I step on it. In most cases, nothing will happen. It's just that if a board suddenly breaks and there's the nail sticking out, you might find yourself in the hospital. Ooh, okay, thanks for the warning. I'm assuming the depressed pit he was talking about was this, but I don't see anyone. He also said someone near a crane. Sorry, it hits close to home a bit too much, yeah. Well, like, in the teaser, like in the lore teaser, there's a point where she's just sitting there, banging her head against the desk. And, like, when she stops, like, she has, like, a recording of, like, I can only assume, like, either a teacher or a parent or something, talking about how she's one of the greatest minds of the modern world. and how she will always achieve great things. And it's like, she has it fucking recorded. It's like, bro, no, get rid of that, Grace. You're literally just, that's just gonna only serve to beat you up. It's like to mentally beat you up more. Is it really you? The capital fella thought you were really... I said you got the wrong person. Joe, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. But in the fall of the old capital, if I hadn't rushed to invest all that money, our company wouldn't have gone bankrupt. And this retreatment, it was my fault, it was all my fault. Oh, I'm just gonna leave you to it, dude. Wait, what one was this that I got? So, sunken stockpile area. Is it you? How about a bottle cap? Yep. Thank you very much. Fashion this bottle cap into a button and button up my sleeping bag. Thanks for showing hospitality and joy. Thanks. Okay, he's a very optimistic little dude. Alright, that's that done. Awesome. High standards, yeah. Because she puts those standards on herself religiously, essentially. But it ends up, like, very visibly fucking up her physical and mental well-being. Like I said, like, hey, if, like, an actual, like, pure steel machine collapses on you, you wouldn't then just, like, after getting dragged out from under it and getting, like, checked over for your injuries, some of those injuries still being raw the following morning when cold water's being put on them and she's reacting to it, you wouldn't then immediately get back into it. But because Grace is that stubborn about it, there she was. And also, like, at one point in the teaser, you actually get to hear, like, the breaking point where, like, she finally thinks she's got it. She's finally got all the pieces together. She's worked on it for months on end. Like, literally, when it shows the garage, like, she's made, like, a sleeping bag there, so she doesn't even leave the garage. She stops asking people to deliver food and starts insisting that people just leave her alone. Like, she gets really, like locked up in it. She thinks she finally has it working, and at the last second, something goes wrong. And she, like, throws her phone across the room, shouting, "Damn it!" And I'm just like, Grace, stop. God damn it. Like, she just needs someone to get in front of her and just say, for fuck's sake, just stop. Oh, whoops, I went to click on Wise. What should I get? How about, do you need something? Any messages? Oh, of course, I had a feeling. Not yet, but I'm betting we'll hear from them in the next couple of days. Commissions on Battleblock Industries can be triggered in the usual ones, taking an opportunity to rest up and recharge. Blink, blink. Hi, I'm Ben from Battleblock Heavy Industries. The power drive we're looking for has been found. If possible, we'd like to take us to it, thanks. Ben, you're so polite. Am I? Is it because I have a habit of using so many ellipses? And someone told me before, speaking of this lacks energy. But you look pretty imposing when you frown. Anton said that too. I don't mean to frown. I'm nearsighted, you see. Anton took my glasses away when he found out. As a result, I've gained more respect for my subordinates, but I have to get close to the screen until my nose touches it. Why did they take your glasses away, Ben? What the fuck? Let him wear glasses. We should just do a phone call then. So we talk about if Michelle will call you. Oh, you're too kind. Please answer and please call at your convenience. Poor Ben. Poor Ben, bigger the bear. Oh, do I have to talk to Wise first? Oh, of course I fucking do. Then the face tells me you got a message. Yeah, it's from our boy. Alright, let's go check out the details.
Belle, do you want to call Bellabog? I'll dial the number.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. Biz.
Hello, can you hear me? This is Phaethon.
It's the two Phaethons. How are you? I'm sorry to trouble you by calling in person.
I would love to see him like holding the phone to his ear.
I'll jump straight into the commission details. This time, we'd like to ask your help in retrieving the Mark III in-hollow industrial pile driver. The pile driver had been working diligently in the hollow before its disappearance, just like the other two machines. According to Grace, this machine is particularly good at moving across difficult terrain within the hollow, and it's faster than any other machine. That's maybe why it was able to run so deep into the hollow. Sorry to have kept you waiting while we tried to locate it. The good news is, its signal hasn't moved from where we first located it. I'll send you the data we've got.
Looks like the pile driver has stopped somewhere. In that case, let's find the nearest hollow entrance before it moves. Fairy, would you mind?
Well, the biggest thing is that, although, as far as I'm aware, they're not related, Koleda refers to Grace as Big Sis a lot. Like, she has, like Koleda's the one in the lore teaser that tends to her injuries. Like, has, like a damp bit of tissue, like a cold, damp bit of tissue, and it's, like patting her cheek at one point in the teaser, and asking her about why she's so fixated on the machine, and, like, if she's taking care of herself.
Not at all. Generating root within the target hollow. Root generation.
And I imagine both Ben and Anton of their Heavy Industries group also keep an eye out on her as well. And they know that she can get a little carried away sometimes.
Alright, let's go and get this done.
Partnership established. Oh, is that when you get him? You get Ben for free? Is that what just happened there? So do I have like a... Yes. Okay, so you get Ben for free when you get to this point of the story.
How can I help?
Welcome back, Master. I've received a new commission from Ben Bigger, the head of finance in Belobog. The attachment contains detailed information provided to the client, although it may not serve any immediate purpose. Careful approach reaps rewards. The attachment has been deleted. Speedy Chaser. Troll use. Oh, no Grace? Fine. I will stick to the trial characters. Find a construction pile driver Friday. I know this will be, because it's a proper story mission, we'll have a bit of TV.
Whoa. This place feels even more bleak than the last hollow we went to. The ether concentration here is higher, too.
Well, it has been a hollow for a long time. It's not just dangerous, it's also close to the old capital. No good will come of staying here too long. Let's just find that pile driver ASAP.
The proxy said the pile driver isn't far ahead, so it shouldn't take too long to bring it back, right?
Blind optimism can be dangerous, Anton. After all, the heavy-duty grappler and boring machine we found both experienced pretty significant personality changes, and Grace has yet to find the reason behind it.
So what if it's changed? It's still our own company's smart machinery. How much trouble could it really cause? Let's get going.
Target located. Proceed with the recovery.
This guy's dramatic. Let's find a nearby detour. Quietly.
No problem, boss. I'll crouch.
Ben, oh crouch. He's such a goober. Is he gonna run away?
Have we been spotted?
I don't know if it runs.
Let's get him.
Warning. The target machine's hydraulic impact mechanism is accumulating energy. Speculation. It intends to perform a pile-driving motion against the ground. Please clench your teeth while falling to avoid biting off your tongue.
Watch out. You're gonna fall into the fissure.
Is everyone alright?
I'm alright. We need to figure out a way to get back.
That's time for the forward transition bit of the music. I love this bit. Oh no, it went to a different track. I got baited.
Anton, let's go!
Fucking mine.
Safety first!
Go hook your drill, mate. Whoop.
Close but not quite! Come on!
Try my pillar!
The fact that Ben's weapon is just like a giant pillow with like a rocket attached to it is hilarious. Oh, off it runs.
Hey! Stop running!
Warning, the target machine's speculation. It intends to perform a pile drive. Starlight Knights never get hit by the same attack twice. Unfortunately, Master.
You fucker.
You are
It's
no
like,
Starlight Knight.
it's like, I have been listening to Billy Kid too often.
That old trick again? Cut it out!
You think I'm gonna give up if you push me away again?
Save it, Anton. Tell it in person.
Alright, so I was just sticking my phone on charge. There's that transition that I love.
Up front!
Anton, let's go!
President, time to switch!
Ben's too slow. You can't start chasing enemies with Ben. You need to swap with someone else. He has like no movement speed. He's a big guy.
No escape!
I'm here!
Down!
Thank you, Ben. Alright, he's gonna do it a third time since there's free observation data to pick up.
Just wait. When I catch you, I'll...
Oh? You finally understand my hobby, sweet pea?
Grace! When I catch you, I'll destroy you. Oh, you finally understand my hobby. Yeah, I can believe it. I can believe, like, Grace's pastime to cool down is breaking shit.
Ahead. Confirmed. There is nowhere for it to go. Master, the target construction machine has been successfully surrounded. Should I broadcast some trash talk to insult it?
No.
Choose a style. Vicious, nasty, or twisted. I can also alternate between 18 known languages.
Let's just get it. Let's not insult it. This poor thing.
Found it! In Hollow Industrial Pile Driver Type 3. Friday!
It's seen us. I wonder what personality this one's gonna have.
No worries. We already convinced two problem children. It's time to hear what this guy has to say.
It's charging at us without even a word?
It's running?
What are you all waiting for? Go after it!
Finally, we cut it off.
Hold it there! We can't let it get away again!
Oh, I like the music.
I'll help!
I like the music a lot, actually. This is great. The Bob. Well, where the fuck is going? Oh, you've moved over there, okay.
Try my door!
Have a taste!
Straight into the ground!
Quickly!
Careful, President!
Is this high enough? It's moving!
Right, sorry, I had to reset my headset.
Just try me!
Fuck yeah, just blocked all that shit.
It's lost!
President, time to switch!
Burn it all!
Feel the heat!
When Anton says feel the heat, for some reason it reminds me of like Hades from like the fight against him in Kingdom Hearts. We was feel the heat. And you fight him in Cage 2.
Let's go!
I'll handle it!
you?
This guy's been completely silent this whole time. Maybe his language module is broken?
No way. It can obviously understand us. Okay. I know you can hear me. Let's talk. You ran away with 2 other machines. One was a dude who desires self-fulfillment, the other a young girl passionately in love. What about you? Who are you, and what do you want? What? Don't you have any weird character traits?
How dare you!
Huh?
Traits? Ridiculous! Mere mortals! How dare they speak us out of turn about my most wondrous mission! I'm the enlightened sinner! I cometh to stabilize the seal and guard this place on my mentor's charge! Thou shalt leave at once!
The enlightened sinner? Stabilize the seal?
Ah, I get it. So these are delusions of grandeur.
Enough! Do you have any idea how dangerous it is to go running around in a hollow?
Thou art the unreasonable ones! The seal is weak, and once it is broken, this place shall be devastated! Stay here. I shall force my way through!
Stop right there!
My mentor, I cometh!
It dodged! Ben, stop him!
As far as I'm at the DMC 1, you enjoy while I'm gonna go into my heinous grind set. Good luck. You just gotta slam him down.
I'm sorry.
Great job, bro!
Grace, now's our chance.
I'm here. Leave it to me. I appreciate your imagination, my child. But let's talk about it when we get back.
Sis! The seal is breaking. Don't undermine the most wondrous cause! Wait! Let's talk! Stay away!
Turns out this guy can actually talk like a normal person.
Listen to me! I'm not lying! I hear the calling from my mentor horse! I can't fail him!
What's going on? Why is he mentioning that name?
Uh-oh. All of them reacted to that. Trophy unlocked. The Enlightened Sinner. Catch the fleeing pile driver. I mean,
I can't even remember how long it's been since I heard his name. Horse. Bellabog. Bellabog Industries, previous president, and my father.
Koleda, look! This is what Daddy told you about. Bellabog's first independently developed smart construction machine.
This is the prototype you were talking about? When will you finish building it?
I bet when Koleda had both eyes.
Well, that'll take a whole lot of money. Money Daddy's company just doesn't have right now. Plus, we lack the production to build such powerful machinery. But don't worry. One day, my little girl will be riding in the machine her old man built. You know, it's not just any machine. It's got a heart your dad made in it. It'll be able to understand your commands and endure all the Hollow's dangers.
Wow.
Here, Koleda, give it a name. When you call out that name, it'll accomplish whatever you need it to.
Dad? Dad! You promised to play with me today!
Koleda, Daddy's busy right now. Bidding on the new project, the prototype's manufacturing fee. Then there's the final review at Pioneer's Memorial Plaza. 1 minute, I'll be done soon. Daddy promises.
Liar.
What?
Mr. Belobog, I'm sure you understand this will be better for all of us.
Daddy.
You want me to pretend like nothing happened? Are you kidding me? Just come out with it! What exactly is in there? Hello? Hello? Say something!
Dad, it's so late. Where are you going? I don't want to be home alone. I want to go with you.
Come on, Koleda, stop it. There's an emergency. I have to go now. Just stay at home and be good. Daddy will be back in no time. I promise.
Just like that, he vanished. The liar.
President? President?
Ben, you were saying something?
Yes, the commission is completed. Ms. Proxy came to collect their bamboo.
Am I going to get untouchable? Was going to help one of them fuck my life? Oh, well then just learn the location of where all of them are, so you can get them in sequence when you need to. I thought you could hold more. I must be misremembering. It must have been years. I mean, it has been years, but for some reason I thought you could hold like 3 of them. I might be thinking of something else then. Alright, Koleda, you okay?
We might have had some trouble along the way, but we've recovered all 3 machines. And with that, all the commissions Belobog assigned you have been completed. We were able to get out of that tough spot, thanks to you. Thanks again for your help, Phaethon. Grace is analyzing the machines right now. With her skills, she should be able to find the reason that... what? You got something to say?
There's something on my mind. When the pile driver mentioned the name Horse, you had such a weird face.
Would you look at the time? President, if we don't go deal with that commission fee for Ms. Proxy now, we won't be able to transfer the money tomorrow.
Ben, don't worry. It's okay. If we don't tell them, the Proxy could just look it up online. Besides, they helped us and they're trustworthy. We don't have to avoid it. Proxy, you saw Anton on that show before, right? Did the host mention years ago there was a scandal involving Belobog's president who disappeared with a bunch of money? Well, that president of Belobog was Horse. Horse Belobog. So, yes, he was my father. The night before the old capital fell, a large sum of money suddenly disappeared from Belobog's accounts, and the old man went missing. PopSec investigated and said the financial burden of Belobog, coupled with the possibility the memorial square we were building at the time might not be completed on schedule, caused Horse to embezzle the public funds and run. Belobog Industries had an extremely hard time because of one old man's irresponsible behavior. But we're back on our feet now.
Seems like I brought up some bad memories.
That's fine. I stopped thinking of Horse Belobog as my father a long time ago. The Belobog of today has nothing to do with that selfish piece of trash.
Koleda, how could you talk about your own father like that? It's true a large sum of money was missing from the company's books, but no one can prove it was Uncle Horse who took it. The investigation results and the claims he absconded with the money were all just PubSec speculation. I know all the bad press brought about by public security and losing your father hurt you, but you shouldn't resent your own father like that. You were too young to spend much time with him before he went missing. To us, you don't know how wonderful he...
You're the one who doesn't know anything!
I think we're getting further away from just explaining to Ms.
Like, now, I can see it on the face. Belle's like, oh, I feel bad for bringing this up. Oh, shit.
And Grace, weren't you and Anton working on those 3 machines? What are you doing here?
I came over to tell you, I found a clue as to why they ran off.
Oh, really? Great!
After examining their logic cores, I found they'd all picked up the same signal from deep within a hollow before wandering off. The signal's identification code format is the same we use in the company. When decoded, the text reads, BLG prototype. That's right, Koleda. Unbelievable as it sounds, the signal seems to be coming from the original prototype.
The prototype? Does it also belong to Bellabog Industries?
It was the first smart machinery made before the former president went missing. Our production line was somewhat outdated at the time, so we couldn't complete manufacturing independently. Apart from the core parts, everything else was outsourced to another manufacturer and produced according to our blueprint. Unfortunately, the old capital fell before the final delivery payment was made, even though the machine was completed. The manufacturer was swallowed by the hollow and lost forever, along with the prototype.
But it looks like the prototype is out there somewhere, and maintains some level of functionality. You may not like what I'm about to say, Sweet Pea. I know you don't want to drag up the past, but that prototype is still company property. That prototype logic core has a lot of value. So what are you gonna do? Go get it back? Or pretend it doesn't exist?
Koleda hangs her head without making a sound. Yeah, now you're getting a... Like, she's been snapped at, you're getting a sharper Grace out of her. She's being big sis mode, as in, has to, make sure she steers the little one around a bit more.
Even the most durable components can experience mechanical fatigue. Not to mention, we're all human. After running around in the hollow for so long, both our bodies and minds need relaxation.
Anton's right. It's getting late. You must be tired. Miss Proxy, please go back and rest for today.
If we decide to head into the hollow to look for the prototype, we'll be sure to contact you for assistance.
I mean, since you're right here, I'll just fucking... Oh, you saw nothing. The real ego manufactured during hours. It's not your fault. Be careful about the words you use. That makes it today. Hey, it's definitely not right moment for me to intervene. A man's silence can also be deafening. Even so, just standing while the colleagues fight is too cowardly. Which I do as a real bro. Hey, Koleda, are you in a talking mood? To recover the company's assets, we have to involve what that person left behind again. Not qualified. Must handle the current situation properly and make the decisions that are most beneficial to the company. As a leader, She's running the speech for her head, got it. Hey Grace, are you doing alright? Even if the new model is introduced to the market, we won't tear up the blueprints of the previous prototype. Proxy, can you understand? Tell me, why are some people so eager to negate everything about their own fathers? Okay, so Grace has a history with her dad, by the sounds of it, for her to word it like that. I wonder if her father was one of the ones that had such high expectations for her. And then it also explained why she has a recording of it, if it's a recording from her dad. But still, there's some drama here. Ooh. Hey Mew Mew, you soften the mood. I don't know if this is morning or midday, but if it said something around the elevators, so I'm just going to quickly double check both of them. Is it you? Do you have something for me? No, you don't want to chat. I mean, it could be out the top, so I can quickly check up there. Nothing obvious. I mean, there are 4 of these fucking lifts. Let me just double check. Okay, it's looking like a no right now then. Well, Phantom 2 done. I'm gonna hate Phantom 3. I mean, Phantom 2 and Phantom 3, the fights themselves aren't too different from each other. The only problem with Phantom 3 is the whole Berserk phase thing at the end that you have to deal with. That's like just complete bullshit. If you can avoid getting captured, that also helps, but that's easier said than done by Fight 3. Like, to fight the boss within the boss. Like, when I was doing my D&D run, if Nightmare caught me, I immediately just assumed game over. I just reset. I never bothered trying to fight the shadow versions. It wasn't easy helping Belobog find those 3 missing machines, and now it's led to an issue with the prototype. Turns out the accident at Belobog also happened back during the fall of the old capital. Yeah, the chaos back then buried so many secrets. The things we're trying to look into as well as the truth behind Koleda's dad's disappearance. I understand Koleda wants to leave that past behind, but I wonder, can people really completely cut themselves off from the past? Anyway, if Belobog Industry decides to go into the Hollows to retrieve the prototype, I'd like to take their commission. What do you think, Bell? I agree. And let's wait for Koleda to tell us more. It shouldn't be too long. Okay, go nap. You need to rest well to work well. Is this statement a little disrespectful to the god of rest? What the fuck? The prototype, Belobog Heavy Industries, Koleda's father. How many people's lives were changed by the fall of the old capital? Will this kind keep in the future? You rest comfortably. Now your mind feels exceptionally clear. What other things at Belobog Industries are going? Just check in with Weiss, see if they have any updates. Before we do that, though... Aha! I was saying, are there any new side quests that can be picked up? Apparently there is one somewhere in the area. Oh, there he is. We have the movie Trekal's here, young manager. Temporarily out of stock. What a shame. Looks like I won't need to get what I need today. So unlucky I couldn't find the tapes at home. Now I can't rent it from the store. Looks like I won't be able to watch it today. How about trying a new movie? Oh, never mind. I just wanted to watch the movie from old time's sake. Those right little bang boo in the movies always remind me of the mischievous kids I used to take care of. Back then, during the fall of the old capital, supplies were scarce, and those kids were on the brink of starvation. So I took them in from the streets, fed them, and taught them how to survive a new era do. They were as adorable as pure as those little bang boos in the movies, but as they matured, they turned on one another, often attacking their own kin for property and power. They even had the audacity to plot against me, an old retiree, hoping to drag me back into the chaos to help them reclaim their piece of the pie. What a plan. Sounds like a gangster movie. Store manager, I'm just an old man who washed his hands of a lot of muck and mire. However, if you ask around the right shady circles, you might still hear the word of my reputation. A gangster movie? Hate to break it to you, kid, but real life doesn't work like have those fancy storylines like that. It's just survival of the fittest. It's like the animal kingdom. No, not even beasts would turn on their own siblings. Those brats are even worse than beasts. But forget all that. Since you don't have Trey Carls here, I'll just go home and search for it. Maybe I'll find it between my couch cushions. Once I'm done watching the movie, I'll find some reliable person from outside to act as the wolf. The wolf? Exactly. In Trade Carls, the Bang Boo fights until a wolf tries to break in, and that's when they realize that they need to stick together and fend off the external threat. This time I'll bring in a ferocious wolf from the outside, teaching those little rascals a lesson about the importance of unity and decency. Simple. Go cause trouble for the... Oh, right, we're going to be the wolf. Yeah, we'll go do that then, I guess. So we can break up Koleda family drama for a minute. Combat commission. Family dispute. Hey, Grace, you want to burn off some steam after that little argument?
Better dodge.
Stand still.
Alright, that was an easy commission. Oh, it's not over. Okay, never mind. Spoke too soon. There's more of these things I gotta do. I gotta make multiple disruptions. Why are there so many landmines everywhere? Jesus.
Here we go.
I see. Your weak spot. Get back. Shut it.
Oh, this little one is so cute. I'll just explode.
Have a couple more.
Take this.
Whoa, nearly got shot in the face. That didn't like happen to that didn't trigger at that moment. Alright, now we've disrupted a whole bunch of stuff for him. There we go. Oh no, we actually need to work together. Or at least that's the plan. Oh, I wanted to see if the old boy was going to say anything. Doesn't seem like anything else right now. Alright, let's carry on. Oh, you're here. What's wrong? Any updates? Yes. Actually, I just want to look for you. Anton asked me for your Knock Knock account. I think he's got a commission. I think I had a notification on your phone. Could it be him? Blink, blink. Hey, Faithman, it's me. Avatar, could this be Anton? That's right, that's me. This is my personal. I'm contacting you today to tell... our president has finally made up her mind to go look for the prototype. You're taking the commission, right? Of course. Great, I knew you guys would be down. Did Koleda and Grace make up? Tonight revolves Mr. Cause, so things are real. But don't worry, they've been through thick and thin together. They'll definitely manage. What do you think of him, Anton? Me? Mr. Hawes is my patron, and I don't believe he'd do so much like running off with a bunch of money. That's my answer. A real bro sometimes has to choose the path of being misunderstood. But we've gotten off track. In any case, we want to talk about finding the prototype. If it's okay, could you come by and visit us in the morning? Of course. Thanks. Anton said he'd like to meet you tomorrow morning at the construction site to discuss the prototype, right? It's like Bellabug Industry finally decided to get it back. I'll head up tomorrow. Counting on you, the hall is a dangerous place with all its constant changes. Better get back before something unexpected happens. See you in the morning. Ready to drive, Belle? Be safe up there, I got your back. I love that this is like their company motor. It's such a fun little thing. Oh, the whole gang's up here, huh? Alright. Hey, Koleda.
Thanks for coming, Proxy. Bellabug Industries has decided to officially start the search for the prototype.
I'm glad you made up your mind. Bet it wasn't easy.
Yes. The prototype carries important company technology. As president, I can't just leave it out there. As for finding the prototype, Grace is the expert. Sorry, but I have other things to deal with today. So, you can talk to her about it.
President, wait!
Koleda walked away with her head hung low. She doesn't want to be involved in this. I feel for her.
Koleda walked away with her head hung low. There's still a bit of a grudge between her and Grace.
Don't worry, Ben. The president isn't the kind of person to change her mind after making a decision.
Yes, and that's enough for Sweet Pea. I'll find a way to deal with the rest of it.
Okay, then.
Let's begin, Proxy. We'll start with the incident involving the lost smart machines. After carrying out a careful inspection, I found their logic cores were functioning properly and showed no signs of being corrupted by ether. They changed because they were receiving signals from the prototype. I'll skip the details, but the gist is the operating power of their logic cores has been improved. That is to say, the children became smarter by communicating with the prototype. But of the three, only the pile driver, Friday, received a clear instruction. He was the one yelling about having to reinforce the seal as soon as possible.
What is reinforce the seal supposed to mean? Wasn't that just part of his over-the-top delusions?
Unfortunately, the little one hasn't been able to explain things clearly. But from what I gather, the prototype wanted the other machines to rush to its side. I studied the data the prototype sent them. The pile driver was the first to receive it, and it got the most data. The other two children received much less information, and the content also appeared sporadically. Also, none of our other smart machines received any communications from the prototype after these first three children went missing.
So the prototype's communication module is likely incapable of actively contacting other devices anymore.
Exactly. Koleda likely realizes that, and probably regrets not making a decision sooner. But she shouldn't blame herself so quickly. Proxy, our smart machines automatically send a single byte confirmation signal when the communication module receives a message. It's a simple feature and is likely still functional. If that's the case, we can have each of the three children contact the prototype and triangulate its location based on the signal it sends back. Time is of the essence, Proxy. When we're in the Hollow, we'll leave the navigation and target location analysis to you.
Hey, but what about you and Koleda? Are you two angry? No, I'm not angry. Why would I be angry? I'm here to handle technical issues, right? Oh, yeah, so yeah, Grace and Koleda haven't kind of buried the hatchet yet. I'm a bit concerned about the president, or maybe I'm just overthinking. Koleda wants nothing to do with this, but she knows it's the right thing to do. But it still pisses her off. The rest is up to you now, Proxy. Don't look at me like that. I'm not a child. I won't let my emotions affect my work. Ben's been worried about Grace and the president. He's had trouble sleeping for days. Told him that if he really wants to resolve things quickly, he should find a boxing ring and let him settle it into a match. But then he just paced around a bit and walked away without saying anything. Proxy, if there was such a match, who would you bet on? Grace. Considering the opening cutscene of this group, Grace literally picked Koleda up by the waist and just lifted her up without Koleda being able to, like, actually struggle back properly. She's clearly, like, physically stronger than her. I think it would be a very short match. Traces the source. Oh, I was kind of expecting Koleda to not be on the trial characters, but I guess here we are. I was expecting her to not want to be involved. I thought it was going to be Grace, Anton, and Ben for this.
Hello? Belle. Everyone with Belobog, can you hear me? You're now in the Hollow, somewhere near the border between New Eridu and the old capital. Before we get started, let me remind you all, the upcoming metro renovation project also goes through this area. and public security has yet to approve anybody for entry.
I never thought we'd end up back here.
You've been here before?
This was a thriving new development area before the fall of the old capital. The government and TOPS invested huge sums of money in construction. Even Belobog was working on a big project in the area. But that's not important. We should start looking for the prototype.
Right. Then let me explain the plan. First, we'll send the pile driver, boring machine, and heavy-duty grappler to 3 fixed points in the hollow. Once they're all in place, Grace will turn on the signal transmission function, so each of the 3 machines receives the return signal from the prototype as a repeater. As repeaters, the strength of the signals forwarded by the 3 machines will be different. Then we'll just have to look for a good location to decode the signal and find the exact coordinates of the prototype. In addition, communication between us and the prototype mustn't be interrupted until we finish decoding the signal. Belle, the location where Grace and the pile driver are headed to is nearby. I'll take them there. You just need to join the others and deliver the other 2 machines to their designated places.
Let's find the prototype using these 3 machines. Grace, take the pile driver. Leave the other 2 to us.
There we go.
Master, the path ahead is blocked by debris.
That's right, that's why we got the pile driver.
Clearing is required before we may proceed to the boring machine.
So I'm just double checking something. Yep, there we go. Okay, but let's contact Grace.
Understood. Contacting the client, Grace. Please note, I will send a binary message from the HDD. This is simply a test message, and is in no way an encrypted message of profanity in reaction to your refusal to let me boss around the pile driver.
Consign any obstacle to its deadly demise, as you command.
Yeah, we're gonna let Grace do it, Fairy, not you, you little sassy like AI machine.
Can you hear me, Proxy? The search is about to begin. I need your help gathering all the kids at the right
goodness.
place.
External data installation detected, analyzed, and deployed. Transmitting message from the client, Grace.
Hey, Proxy, I just sent you a temporary control
Oh,
device.
I had a feeling.
You
It's
can
up,
use
down,
it to
left,
maneuver
right.
These kids. Use the device's directional controls to make the boring machine move the way you want. Our goal is to get all of them moved into position, then transmit a signal to locate the prototype. Coordinates for where the boring machine needs to go have been uploaded. By the way, the boring machine can smash through walls, but can't deal with explosives. So be gentle when piloting her.
Hands all the explosives.
I've uploaded the data. It's up to you now.
Can I pick up this, or does it have to... Oh no, we can pick this up, awesome. I also want to see if I can crush them with these. We can, so you can kind of threaten and crush, that's cool.
Is this where I send out my love signal?
What the fuck?
Just send a normal.
Yeah, it's like, please, no. And then we need to go down the other path, yeah?
Head over to the grappler, Proxy.
Temporary control device deployed.
Nice job there, Proxy. We're getting more signal feedback. Okay, same task, but this time we're controlling the grappler. Grapplers are different from boring machines. Grapplers can handle explosives but can't smash through walls. So be careful.
God damn, just blow up everything. So if I hadn't like cleared the path, I wonder how we would have got through. Because I cleared the path like, with all the rocks. I imagine like the bombs would have blown up the wall for you, but still.
All right, all 3 machines have been delivered to their designated locations.
Grace, do you copy? It's time to start sending signals to the prototype.
Roger that. The rest is up to you, my children. It's time to call your elder. Oh. I've got it! We're getting a message back from the boring machine. All 3 machines are receiving a signal from the prototype.
Awesome. What's going on? What's that noise on your end, Grace?
It's nothing, just some ethereals. I'll deal with them in a minute. It seems the high-frequency signal from the transmitter not only affects the prototype, but gets ethereals riled up too.
No, wait. I'm detecting multiple individuals with high ether activity approaching you. I'm afraid you and the pile driver may have trouble fending them off.
Stop transmitting the signal, Grace! You and the pile driver have to get out of there! Don't provoke the ethereals!
No can do, Sweet Pea. Didn't the proxy say we can't let the transmission be interrupted until we decode the signal?
I'm ordering you to stop transmitting immediately! We'll try again after we've dealt with the ethereals!
I'll be frank, Koleda. The prototype is sending a signal, but the time interval between replies is getting longer and longer. That means the prototype's communication module no longer has the power to send confirmation replies for every message. If we stop now, we won't get a second chance. The prototype's logic core is vital to Belobog, so I can't give up that easily.
Don't be stupid, Grace! It's not about whether you give up or not. You can't handle that many ethereals by yourself. Even without the prototype, we can still develop new tech.
That'll have to do, Koleda. My guests have arrived. I can't greet them properly while talking to you.
Wait! Don't go! Grace! Sis! Damn it! Why does nobody ever listen? Proxy, we have to go save her!
Warning. High-risk
She's there. They might be having their skiff, but she still cares. Yeah, and that's the big threat.
Not good. We have to go help her.
I wonder where the third coin is. I guess it's just... Oh, well, I'm assuming we're not done.
Sneak attack!
Oh, that was an accidental parry. I'll take it. And that also makes sense why we're not playing as Grace now. I thought it was because Koleda didn't want to be involved. But no, it's because all 4 of them are required, but Grace is doing her own thing within it. Oh, there's still more of you.
Don't push too hard.
You good? Oh no, you're both here. Oh, no, there's another guy decided to join in. Is that good? Do you like see you getting drilling someone? Like you joining in?
Go, 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 go!
Oh, whoops. Finger slipped.
Anton, let's go.
I'll handle it!
Come on, try harder!
President, time to...
Good boy.
Jesus Christ, there's a lot going on here.
The one side is just like a battlefield.
Time for a hammering!
That is a dangerous combo of enemies. One that hits like a drug and one that's just hella fucking quick.
I'll help!
Careful, President.
Is this high enough?
You gotta dig deeper!
No trespassing on the job site.
Shit, I'm not surprised Grace was struggling a little bit. There's a lot of fucking enemies here for her to fight on her own.
Ethereals have all been dealt with.
Grace! How's the situation?
Don't worry. Communication with the prototype wasn't broken.
That's not what I'm asking. I mean, are you hurt?
Koleda rushes in.
Ow, 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 ow. Koleda! What was that for?
That's what you get! Why did you disobey a direct order from your president? You even cut communication. Even a hopeless tech geek like you must have limits to your madness! You say it's for the benefit of Belobog? If anything happened to you, even if we found the prototype, who's gonna do the research on it?
Hold on, Sweet Pea. Let me explain.
Oh, I don't want to hear it!
Fuck, you can't...
Koleda is right, Grace. We shouldn't risk our lives. We all know you're doing this for Belobog Industries and Koleda. But if something happened to you, how would Koleda face all of this?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have disconnected. All I was thinking about was how I could possibly deal with the ethereals while staying in communication. I was confident I could hold off until you arrived, but I didn't explain myself clearly, nor did I consider your feelings. For that, I'm sorry.
It's over now. I'm just glad you're all right.
You two clearly care about each other. If you could just be honest with each other.
Proxy, we can move on to the next step in fighting the prototype, right? Let's go! Grace went to great lengths to maintain that signal. We can't let her efforts go to waste!
And so the mission continues.
Yes! We have enough search data now. Locating the prototype.
Optimizing algorithm. Target location confirmed.
All right.
Belle, your current location is the most suitable one to amplify the signal. Wait a moment. Fairy and I will soon have the prototype's position.
Calculating coordinates. Prototype location found. Generating a map of the area. Reminder, since there are no working cameras in the Hollow, the map was generated using street camera images from many years ago based on the coordinates.
I'm sending you the map Fairy has drawn up.
Ah, got it. Let me see.
Lewis image sent the Fairy Grace's tablet of the area near to the prototype before it was swallowed up by the Hollow. You can make out a strange tower in the picture. Oh, this is like off her tablet she has set up. That's funny.
It's not very clear. I can just about make out a strangely shaped tower.
Grace, let me see that. This is...
What's wrong, Ben? Is there a problem with the prototype's location?
President. Back then, just before the former president disappeared, Belobog was awarded construction rights for a project in a new development area, the Pioneers Memorial Plaza. This isn't a tower. It's a monument in the center of Memorial Plaza.
What? The prototype is located in the plaza that the old man never finished? But why?
I don't know what's going on, but looking at the picture, I have a bad feeling about it.
Meanwhile, on the right, Grace is thinking. She's lost it. Like, she is deep in, like, the gears turning in her head, trying to put bits together. It's probably because this is tied to her old man.
The prototype's sudden appearance. It's like...
I mean, we already know it is, but I mean, like, more directly. He might even be there.
Right. Didn't Friday say horse was calling it?
You're overthinking it. It might have brought up the name horse, but an enlightened center, stabilizing the seal, it's all nonsense. But I am curious about what the prototype is doing here. We should go check it out.
As we carry on.
Finally! We found it!
And there's our last coin, awesome. Okay, so the storage, just in case we just get destroyed. Uh-oh.
The monument is just ahead. We're almost there. This is a pretty rough path, so watch your step.
Anton! Let the proxy sit on the machine! Grace? Is something wrong? You're so slow.
Me? Oh, I was just thinking about something.
Good. If you're hurt and trying to hide it from me, you'll be in for it.
Hey, sweet pea. We're family. Don't be mean.
What?
When I was in danger earlier, you called me sis, right? Memories. I haven't heard you call me that since you became the president of Belobog.
Really? I didn't notice. I must have yelled it without thinking. In the heat of the moment. I saw the danger you were in, facing those ethereals, and my mind went blank. I could only think of one thing. I don't want to lose another family member. You risked your life for Belobog's future, but as president, there was nothing I could do. I haven't been a very good president.
Keep saying that and I'm going to get angry, sweet pea. I know better than anyone how hard you've worked these past years. You're still growing, but you work from early in the morning to late at night. Am I gonna need to be the one to tell you you're not a machine? You say you're not interested in technical stuff, but your desk is all stuffed with my well-worn technical papers, even though they're well-written. A kid your age, I don't know. Shouldn't you be reading comics or something? Compared to you, maybe it's me who's incompetent. I said that I was doing it for the future of Belobog. But perhaps I was just trying to salvage Uncle Horse's legacy. I thought, if you could just see the prototype in person, you'd understand what an amazing man he was. It's sad to think someone that outstanding is rejected by his own daughter.
Sis.
But ever since that day you said I knew nothing, well, I noticed some clues and started connecting the dots.
Yeah, this is why, like, in DMC 1, when you're doing the DMD playthrough, when you're, if you're fighting Nightmare and you get got, I just treated that as a loss. If I ever got and pulled into, like, the Shadow Realm to fight, like, the repeat bosses, I just treat it as a loss. I always just reset. Because he will give up trying after a while to try and pull you into the boss. Even though it's like, oh yeah, you get to take off a third of his health if you survive it, you have to fight a whole other fucking boss to do it. It's not worth it.
Koleda, have you been hiding something about Horse?
The night Dad went missing, I saw him leave with my own 2 eyes. It was late at night, and I was woken up by the sound of a phone call from the living room. I came out of my room to see what was going on, and I saw him clutching this bulging bag. He was planning to leave without saying goodbye. I had a bad feeling about it, so I ran over to stop him. I asked him where he was going, but his bag was yanked open, and I saw it was filled with stacks of banknotes. I learned later, it was the money missing from Belobog's accounts.
I had no idea something like that happened.
Yeah. After that, plus the public security report, I just can't believe in him as much
Yeah,
as
a
you
man
guys
runs
do.
away in the night with loads of money, abandoning his own daughter, and he is then accused of stealing a bunch of money that you saw was in his bag. Yeah, I don't really blame Koleda for being distrusting to her old man and kind of resentful. Koleda, can I headpat you? She needs something, at least a hug.
So you suffered alone all these years? Why didn't you tell anyone? Wouldn't it have been easier to just get it out?
Who knows? I guess I thought if I said it out loud, that'd officially make him a bad person. But you're right. I do feel better.
Just promise me one thing, Sweet Pea, okay? Whatever happens in the future, we face it together. Belobog is your home. Even without Horse, me, Anton, and Ben, we're all your family.
Okay, I promise.
Besides, how's that saying go? Facts aren't always the truth. Maybe Horse had another reason for leaving that day. I'm not asking you to accept my point of view, but the mystery surrounding Horse will always haunt Belobog. So we'll keep looking for answers. Right now, our priority is finding the prototype. Let's get going.
Yeah, but I get what Koleda was saying there. She was like, it's still her dad. She didn't want to, almost like, if she put it out there, she felt like that would be acknowledging and putting it on the front line that he did this terrible thing, and she didn't want to believe that. As much as she put up that front of always saying she always believed she was a bad person and all that, clearly she didn't actually believe that. She wanted to believe and have faith in her own father, and she felt if she admitted that, it would be admitting, like, essentially admitting defeat. So that's why she got so stubborn about it for so long.
This is it. The memorial square Belobog built back then.
Look! There's a big white thing over there by the monument!
The slick colors, the handsome lines. Yes, that's the prototype. But why is it in that bizarre position?
I agree.
It looks like it's holding something up.
A bit unnatural, like it's actively clamping down on the monument.
Yeah, I know.
Something happen here? Ben, Anton, you guys go take a look around the monument. I'll take Grace and the proxy to take a look at the cockpit.
Roger that!
You two be careful in there! The prototype has been in the hollow for so long that it may have been corrupted in some places!
Don't worry! The cockpit was well sealed. It's still pretty clean inside. Huh? This is...
No mistaking it. That's a bullet hole. That's not all, Koleda. Just look around. There are bullet holes all over the cockpit.
What? What happened here?
The casings all fell inside the cockpit. So the gun was fired at close range. It looks like there was a struggle.
Oh, Koleda's dad might have been murdered here. But this was like years ago. That's what's just dawned on Koleda. It's like there's a chance some shit really went down and her dad's not even alive, let alone just missing.
This is...
Ben! Anton! Get over here! The proxy has found something!
What is it, President?
Look at this.
That's a bill for the prototype. Not only does it have President Horse's signature, it has the date and amount on it too.
Yeah, the amount is the same as what disappeared from the company's accounts, and it matches the time of Horse's disappearance. So that means Horse took the money to pay for the prototype manufacturing.
Yeah, he didn't actually run away with it.
Horse would never do something like running away with company funds. Horse's name can be cleared with this receipt as evidence.
Wait. Could it be possible Horse was the one that drove the prototype here? But why? And why did he disappear?
We can't be sure about anything just yet. But with all those bullet holes in the cockpit, something terrible must have happened. The old man... My dad didn't run away of his own accord. But then he hasn't come back either. In all likelihood, he's already dead. Damn it! I get it now. That phone call right before he left, it was just so weird. He was saying stuff like, you want me to pretend like nothing happened, and what exactly is in there? Dad must have gotten involved in something dangerous. But what did he find? Why didn't he tell anyone before he...
Don't worry, Koleda. We'll find the answers. I just checked the prototype. The external memory unit in its logic core is intact. It must still have records from back then. I'll start analyzing the data the moment we bring the prototype back. We'll find the truth behind Horse's disappearance.
That's right, President. We'll find a way.
MAIDEN is ready to help whenever you need it, Koleda.
Everyone. Yeah, you guys are right. As president, I can't keep feeling sorry for myself. Okay, let's get this prototype back.
Over this way. Little more.
Careful. Slowly now.
That's it. Steady now, steady.
No worries, I'm on it. Job done.
Let's go. We're all finished here.
Huh? Wait! I seem to have forgotten something very important. Right! The seal! My mentor horse sent me a message telling me to strengthen the seal. But what could the seal actually be?
Oh, I think we're about to find out why he was holding it up. Yeah, there's something in here he was trying to keep back. Uh-oh.
Something's moving in the monument. Is it an ethereal?
Doesn't look like one, but...
She actually whipped up that gun instantly. What the fuck was that zooming on his booty cheeks?
Not so fast! Behave yourself!
Phew, that was a shock. Proxy, you've seen all sorts. What kind of monster is this?
It doesn't look like an ethereal, but it doesn't look like a corrupted human either.
What's wrong, Belle?
What in the world?
Oh no! Hans, Friday, come in!
Their signals are gone, and ether readings are still increasing. Be careful, everyone!
It's huge. It absorbed the machines?
Well, boss fight time.
This monster's aura. I've never felt like this before.
Can't believe that was in the monument. Dad, is this why he found this?
So he's trying to keep it buried, whatever this fucking thing is.
Come on!
And it cost him his life.
Try this. Just try me.
Wow.
No escape!
Straight into the ground!
Quickly!
Careful, President.
Let's go!
Oh, Jesus.
President!
Sweetie!
President!
Phase 2.
President!
Oh, Koleda's just booked out the party.
Smoke and dust.
Calm down. Our sweet pea is not that delicate.
It's one. Just focus on the enemy. I'll give technical aid.
Can't let the techies do all the fighting. Can't stop me!
All right, things up here.
Right in front of you!
Oh, Jesus Christ, Anton, I didn't realize how low your health is. That's a little dangerous.
You're an over. Oh, this little one is so cute! I'll just explode! Ben, need some help?
Grace, please let us try me. We'll take it.
If this is like a weekly boss, I'm gonna have to like spend some time learning it 'cause it's kicking my ass.
Just try me.
Because we can't parry it. The reason why you're seeing like the parry and like the orange flow instead is because Grace can dodge it. But she's an evasive character instead of a defensive character when it comes to dealing with enemy attacks. 3 phases? Oh. Oh, that did a fuck ton of damage.
I'm ready. Like this.
Stand still.
Damn it! If this continues, we're done for! The prototype? President!
It took a while to get this thing moving. Leave it to me! Come on, you punk!
Go, President!
Sweet pea! Push it just like that! Use the monument!
Stab this motherfucker!
Almost! Just a little more!
They're in a stalemate.
The prototype doesn't sound good!
Sweet pea, don't force it. It's corrupting the prototype.
Almost! Come on!
call out that name, it'll accomplish whatever you need it to.
10 red orbs? Oh, that I wouldn't remember off the top of my head. The bit that I did my red orbs grind was when you're still in the mansion, the castle the first time round, when there's a little section where you're not in a mission, where you have to go across the top bit. His name is Goroi. That's cute. You can go back around to like a fountain, and there's enemies that spawn there infinitely, so you can use that to grind your red orbs. I've got a metal as shit, Koleda. Hell yeah.
Dad, you idiot. Hope you'd be proud of what Belobog's become.
Gold trophy. Call out that name. Awaken the prototype's power and defeat the mysterious monster inside the monument. Yeah, I think we found, like, a plot thread. What was that strange creature that could corrupt and hack through software, even, like, affecting Bell and back on New Eridu? I fear that thing's going to be a weekly boss. Like this game's equivalent of. I'm going to have to actually learn how to fight it. Because I got my ass beat of some of that fight. But yeah, to go back to your question, my man, I actually don't know. Because I did all my grinding then and there, so I don't know beyond that. At the time, I grinded so I had enough to get all the skills and enough spare to always be able to just buy items that I need to replace. Like Vitality Stars and whatnot.
Belle, look who's here.
Yo, Proxy! What's up?
Koleda, did you go to the hospital? What were the results?
Don't worry, I got the all clear. I kept saying I was fine, but my sister and Anton insisted I get a bunch of tests to the hospital just in case I have ether corruption.
Well, I mean, the entire vehicle you was in was, like, corrupting as you were making it move, so I'm not surprised they were a little concerned that it could have affected you.
I understand why they're worried. You were in the prototype fighting that monster at close range for a long time. We didn't know if it could cause any special harm to humans.
I guess you're right.
Speaking of which, how goes the investigation into the monster in the prototype?
Oh, Stars and Untouchable. Yeah, as long as you, like, make sure you have enough spare to understand that you're going to be burning through a lot of it. Like, understand in advance you're going to be having to replace wares, and there's only so many red orbs you're going to get from just fighting the enemies in DMD as you go. Especially because, to be blunt, after a while in DMD, I tried to, like, any time I wasn't forced to fight an enemy, I didn't. Like, in DMD, if there was a corridor full of enemies, but the door at the end wasn't actually blocked with, like, a red wall, I just jumped over them and then sprinted to the door.
Oh, that's actually the reason I came.
Because it started to become too much of a hassle to fight them.
Let's start with the monster. Public security called this morning. Said they're making the necessary technical preparations to recover the monster's remains.
Yeah, on hard is also your last chance to reasonably do the grind. Is the trouble. Your best bet, honestly, regardless of what it is just... Since if you're in a mission, you just have to accept you're going to be tanking your rank, because you'll be there for a while. But your best bet is just find a spot where enemies infinitely respawn. And it doesn't have to be necessarily like they directly infinitely respawn once you're in there. I mean, it can just be as simple as if you leave the room and re-enter it, they will respawn then. So then you can grind off them.
Oh, that's good. The monster's remains are pretty unique, so I thought it'd take public security longer to deal with.
Yeah, that's thanks to those two pubsec girls who came to investigate the scene.
Two pubsec girls? Who?
But we can't just wait around while they investigate the monster. Can I leave this thing to you, Phaethon?
External memory unit. A microchip-like object that Koleda gave us for safekeeping. It was like an external memory unit that's been taken from the prototype. There could still be some clues contained within from before everything with Horus went down. Was that? So I honestly, I don't know how to help. It's just welcome to DMC1's brutality.
This chip-like thing is the external memory unit from the prototype's logic core you mentioned before, right?
Right, exactly. Back then, when he found the monster was hidden in the monument, my dad must have driven the prototype there with the intention of destroying it. If that's the case, there may be some clues left within the external memory unit. But my dad used a special encryption process, so we have no way to read the data inside. I hate to ask, but can you help?
There's no need to be so polite, Koleda. Besides, we actually have our own reasons for wanting to look into the monster.
I mean, fair enough. But I love DMC1. It's just that it demands your A game the moment you go past normal. I mean, heck, even at some parts in normal, it kicks your ass. I remember, I think I've told this story before, when I was a kid, like, even though it kicked my ass a whole bunch, because, you know, I was a kid, I loved DMC1. I loved being able to push for it. I loved eventually overcoming each of the game's missions as it went on, slowly but surely, and unraveling the admittedly kind of simple story, but unraveling the mystery, unraveling the castle, exploring it around, all that stuff. It was delightful. DMC2, I played it from start to finish, finished it, and even at the tender age of like 7 or 8 years old, didn't know any better. I went back to DMC1 and didn't play DMC2 again until the HD collection. And then even then, I only did it to get the achievements on 360 back at the time. And then I only played it again on PS4, following a guide to get the trophies for it again. I've never enjoyed DMC2. Even as a kid who didn't know any better, and, you know, because when you're an idiot kid, you just kind of like everything. Even as a kid, something about DMC2 just didn't tick with me, and it's only as I got older I learned to understand what I didn't like about it. I'm just gonna finish. No, I get it though. I'm just saying, like, for me, it's like I've always loved DMC1, but it's brutal. DMC1 is a fucking hard wall of a game when it wants to be, especially on the harder difficulties. If you're like really suffering and really hating your time with hard, I almost discourage you from trying to do DMD, because DMD is insane. Like, DMC1's DMD, in my opinion, is the hardest DMD. It is insanely fucking tough. When you're like, you might not remember it, but I can almost guarantee when you're like anywhere between 4 years old to like 9 years old, there's a good chance that you said you liked everything, or you was unless you absolutely fucking hated it. Because that's like every kid, because every kid, regardless of how your brain is still trying to figure out shit as you go, because that's just developing brain. So unless you actively despised it, you probably just went, yeah, it's alright. Oh yeah, I like it. Even if you kind of didn't like it. Because your brain is still figuring out that sort of stuff. Obviously, like, you have exceptions. This is why I gave it such a broad range. Because some kids, like, get past that earlier than others. Like, some kids, it depends on how your brain develops. Some kids, like, they're like 7 or 8 and they're reasonably developed to have more detail on that stuff. But a lot of kids aren't. A lot of kids, it takes a very long time for the brain to get the words and the pieces together to elaborate more on how you feel towards things. From my 7 years dated psychological opinion.
We'll find a way to decrypt the data inside. Don't worry.
Great. Then I'll
And I say 7 years dated because that was when I finished my study.
So I'll be heading out.
So, and obviously psychology changes with the wind. We learn new things every day. So there's going to be things from 7 years ago, or things in that 7 years that have changed that I'm probably not aware of. But that's what I mean. Like, so it's a broad range. Where, like, when your id and ego start developing, well, you always have some degree of id. When your ego starts developing properly, when you're like 4 and 5, and then when your super ego comes into play when you're like 6 and 7, maybe 8 at the latest, depending on how your brain grows. There's a lot of things like your judgment making on what you enjoy and what not that takes time to develop. But I said it's different for different kids. But it's not instant. Because kids always have an innate understanding of what they love and what they hate. but everything in between, getting more precise with it, even though just liking and just disliking shouldn't be that precise. When you're like 6, it's harder for your brain to make that distinction sometimes, which is why it doesn't happen. And that's why I was making the example of myself. When I played DMC2, I didn't know any better, and I came out of it saying I liked it, but I went straight back to DMC1 and never played DMC2 again until I was older enough to put my thoughts into feelings. Because the reality was I didn't like it, but I couldn't like make that decision when I was only like 6 or 7 years old and make that cognitive thought because I didn't hate it, I just didn't like it. You know, like I didn't hate it, so I didn't have that degree in my brain as a 6-year-old because you're not really supposed to. So I just went, yeah, I liked it because I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I couldn't put it into words. I didn't know to say I didn't like it because your brain doesn't know how to comprehend that when you're like 6. Everyone loved it, and that's fair enough. Plus, it was only for me later on when I got the 360 HD collection, and I didn't even get it at like when it came out. I got it a while later. We're talking late 2013, early 2014, because I didn't get my PS4 until 2015. That where I went through it. And it was only that sort of time, like, where I went through all of them with a fresh slate, because it'd been a number of years since I played 1 or 3 as well. Where, like, I went through 1, and it still kicked my ass a little bit, because I wasn't, like, super focused on, like, the mechanics and systems and whatnot. But I had a great time. 2, I was bored out of my ass. So much so that at the time, I didn't even do Lucia's story. I did Dante's story, and I went straight on to DMC3, and then I fucking loved DMC3. DMC3 is one of my all-time favorite games. And it was only the PS4 collection where I made a conscious effort to go for the plat, which is funny because then I didn't plat it because I gave up Bloody Palace because I didn't enjoy I hated Bloody Palace in 2. That I actually did Lucia's story, and for the record, I actually like Lucia's story. I unironically enjoy Lucia's gameplay and her smaller campaign. She's still got some like meh missions, but as a whole, I enjoyed it. Like the underwater mission sucks dick, but as a whole, I came out of it more positive. MC2 and Eugene have seen it.
Take care. Good luck with the project.
See you soon. I'll be waiting for some good news from you.
It feels like Koleda's demeanor has changed since we first met her.
The only one that's
She's
like
become a more mature president.
Where like my feelings have like radically changed as time's gone on is actually, funnily enough, the DMC reboot. When I first played the DMC reboot, I genuinely really liked most, if not the whole game. It's the replayability of it that starts hindering it for me. And, like, the more I went back to it, and I was like, yeah, I like this game, yeah, sure, I'll go for it. The more I went back to it, the more I noticed the cracks. And now it's not a matter of that I can't stand it, it's just I will never play it again, because I don't enjoy it enough to want to. The PS4 definitive version, I only did it enough to do the platinum, but the second I got the platinum, that was the last time I touched the DMC reboot. And that was, what, 2015? I played the original on 360. The definitive edition was the last time I played it, not the first. The definitive edition did a lot of work to make the game better and make it more enjoyable, and rebalanced a few things that honestly needed it, like the shurikens. But I was just tired of the game. I hate the story structure, even though the story itself isn't too bad. I hate the meta commentary that's so blatantly antagonistic to its fans. I feel like the looser gameplay makes it harder to get back to. There's forced walking sections across the whole game, here, there, and everywhere. The reason why a lot of people hated the original, the card, don't get me wrong, all that shit was there, and I definitely hated it. But on my first playthrough, when I got DMC the reboot when it came out in 2013, I was 14 years old. I genuinely just liked it for what it was. And as it was every playthrough I went back to it afterwards, I just liked it less. I 100%ed all the achievements on 360 for it, on the OG DMC, and the definitive edition is what I got. Basically, when I first got my PS4, I just needed a game to play, and I was just like, fuck it, I'll get the DMC reboot, it's the definitive edition, it was on sale, and then I played through it, and then when I was done with it and got the platinum, I was like, you know what, I never want to play this ever again, I kind of hate it now. It's the thing I blame Ninja Theory for is the director was extremely openly antagonistic to old fans, saying that you're all idiots for liking the old stuff, our new way is better. Capcom should not have, under any circumstance, reached out to a company that didn't like or respected the source material to reboot their franchise. That was just an extremely stupid decision on Capcom's part. But Ninja Theory being so openly hostile to the fans and calling them idiots for liking the old shit. Yeah, I wonder why it's the only Devil May Cry to not break 1 million units sold. I wonder why it sold miserably. It's almost because all the fans went, you know what, fuck you too. You know? I do agree, though. I will have loved to have seen what the original prototype grew into. Because it's blatant when you play it. And you look at the original trailer and you look what it is now. It's blatant that shit changed. Probably because of, like, the severe outrage. It probably wasn't Ninja Theory. It was probably Capcom stepping in and saying, hey, people fucking hate this. We want to sell this and make money. So could you, like, not do that? But I am genuinely curious as to what the much more darker, almost emo-centric style that they were going to go for would have evolved into if they'd stuck with that. I think that could have been more interesting. And to give it credit, Itsuno himself, you know, the creator of DMC, I say director who picked up the pieces of DMC2 but then went on to direct 3, 4, and 5, he liked the reboot. And he said in an interview many a times that he wished the reboot continued because he would have loved to have seen where it had gone. He'd have loved to have seen how, like, the reboot series would have grown in its own way. But I understand Capcom's decision in that sense. Capcom looked at the fact that everyone was very loudly hating it and went, something needs to change if it's going to survive, basically, if it's going to make money. Unfortunately, it was too little too late. People had already decided, and what didn't help, like I said, was Ninja Theory's antagonism.
I never expected what seemed like a simple commission to unearth Belobog's past and involve such a mysterious monster.
But not it matters now. That's old history. The amount of times people still bring it up and it's like, oh, they did so much damage to the brand. I'm like, it's old history. DMC5 is the best-selling Devil May Cry game. And it's now gone back to being this beloved, very focused franchise that people speak about all the time and enjoy all the time. You know, like, if Devil May Cry has found its better place, like, the war's over, dude. If you like the DMC reboot, you like the reboot. And, you know, it's no, it should be this way or it should be that. There's no trouble with it. Oh yeah, all this stuff was alluding that he was a complete menace. And then all we got instead in the final product was all the shit Bob Barbas told us. That was probably at least half true.
Yeah, it didn't last long, but my eyes started to feel uncomfortable.
There's definitely something off about where that monster came from.
But yeah, I think I know where Zenless' own story's overarching narrative is going to start going. I do think each chapter is going to be focused on a group of characters, but I think the background story is these strange corruption deity monster things that we fight that can, like, just possess machinery around them and, like, hack through to even affect Belle back at home. I think the main story of ZZZ is going to be more focused on what those things are. But I genuinely love that ZZZ's approach to the chapter structure is to make them character focused instead of, like, world focused or nation focused. I say that like Fontaine wasn't super Navia and Furina focused for like 99% of it. Like, it was less on the region. Like, it was a little bit on the prophecy, but it was mostly Furina's struggle with having to keep up the illusion and Navia's struggle of trying to keep on top of all the bullshit. It was more Star Rail. Penacony was like 99%. The world was the character. Which I like, don't get me wrong, I love it for its own thing, but I also love that this is being more character-focused. In Demons, but it's really... Yeah. I mean, it kind of gives the impression that, like, that was the kind of road that was going on. That actually you are the demon, you are the monster and all that stuff, and it's going to be, like, this much more graphic and more ferocious take on Devil May Cry. But it wasn't meant to be.
Very.
But, and, like, let's be honest, the amount of brand damage it did at the time, as much as I say nowadays it really doesn't matter, Capcom are never going to touch that again.
I'd be happy to be of service, Master. However, given the need to
and Ninja Theory are never going to anyway, because firstly, they're now owned by Microsoft. Secondly, Hellblade didn't review or sell as well as they hoped, the new Hellblade. And thirdly, they're owned by Microsoft, and they had a game that didn't reach sale expectations. So you know what that means? That company's not going to exist within the next year. They said Itsuno himself has said that he'd love it to continue. So if the DMC ever did somehow continue, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Itsuno carried it on, and Ninja Fury just have no involvement. Counter Hi-Fi Rush. What, you need a game that also sold well, and then the company that made it got shut down by Microsoft anyway because it's Microsoft? This is why I think that them and Ninja Fury aren't going to survive, because their game also straight up just didn't reach sale expectations. It reviewed not as well as they hoped and didn't reach sale expectations. So if Tango Gameworks could get shut down after they released a game that did review well and did sell well, but Microsoft on Microsoft, forgive me if I have no faith in Ninja Fury surviving the next year. I think Ninja Fury are going to get cut. I think they're going to get shut down, and I think that's a damn shame, because regardless of what I think of their games, the staff that work there don't deserve to have their job taken away from them because Microsoft. But yeah, sales absolutely don't really seem to matter to the Microsoft.
There is a hacker on Internet, codename Rain, who, judging by their resume, fits your current needs. This person has also done business with Nicole from the Cunning Hares.
Sorry, here's got staticky again. I think my controller, because my headphones are plugged into my controller, essentially. My microphone I have plugged into the PlayStation, that's different. But my headset is plugged into my controller. It's getting staticky more often than it used to. I wouldn't be surprised if my PS5 controller is starting to wear. Yeah. And what also sucked as well is that Tango had legacy. Not just in the fact that, they'd been in the industry for a long while, but the people that had and been through there had been from all corners of the industry, including the fucking creator of Resident Evil, Shinji Mikami. And it's like, when he left the Tango, he didn't leave Tango because it was in a bad state or anything. He made it very clear from the very day he established Tango that he would leave the moment he knew the team would be fine without him. He wanted to build up a team of talented developers and then just leave them to it and let them have their success without him. And that's exactly what he did. And then Microsoft just killed it. It's like, fuck you guys. Because literally, when Hi-Fi Rush released, he then left because he had every faith that the team would be A-O-fucking-K without him. He had done his job. He had his next generation, so to speak. He had his new generation of heroes. Oh, I got a text. I mean, there's been Revelation Reboot. I've loved DMC 1 Crazy Reboot. There's been rumors for a while as well, but at least personally, it's not that I don't want it, I just don't know if it will actually happen because of how much effort it would take to do. That effort could instead be spent making Devil May Cry 6. There's been murmurs for a while that there's at least some interest in remaking DMC1, but not remaking as in new arts, like the new engine, but the same game. Remaking as in like RE2 PS1 to RE2 PS4 remake, where it's almost like it uses the same story blueprint and has like referentials to like the old areas, but it's mostly an entirely new game that's just now DMC1. Like, there's been murmurs that they might be doing that for DMC1 at some point, but at least for me personally, I think the amount of time and effort it would go into doing that would be better spent putting into DMC6, because it's already going to be a long-ass wait for DMC6 anyway. And if they did a full-on remake of that extent of DMC1, DMC6 would be pushed way the fuck back, because it would take a lot more priorities and resources. It's not like Resident Evil, where a lot of the mechanics and systems can be effectively copy and pasted to new models. DMC1 is too intricately mechanical that you'd have to rebuild too much of the game from scratch. And like in general, I just want the franchise to continue. DMC5 was the end of the Sons of Sparda saga. I want to see a DMC6 start up a new storyline. I want to see what brand new, fresh ideas for the series can come in. I can't stress enough, dude. If you really hate hard mode that much, DMD is going to make you throw yourself off a bridge. Like, it's not worth it. DMC 1's the hardest DMD in my opinion. If you're already struggling and hating hard mode, DMC 1, its DMD mode will just take you out to dinner before fucking you in the ass without any, like, lube. It will just, like, ruin your day. You won't enjoy it. I'm telling you now. If you're not enjoying it now, you really won't enjoy that. If you're enjoying the challenge of hard, then yeah, DMD is brilliant. But if you're not, then no, you're just asking for more torture. You don't need to chase after the platinum just because it's one you're missing or that you've already put effort into it. If you're not enjoying it, fucking drop it. There's plenty of other games that you can enjoy more instead of beating up a game from 2001. Like, yeah, just because it's determined to kick your ass.
Rain. I've heard of her, Belle. She's a first-rate proxy when it comes to cracking encryption. Since she's Nicole's acquaintance, we'll have an easier time contacting her. Nicole would never miss an opportunity to use her contacts to cover.
I mean, all the nightmare fights, the routine I got was there's an upgrade for Ifrit where when you jump, you become a hitbox. Instead of punching the symbols on the side, I jump into them. So then I'm constantly technically evading. And the moment it looks at me and starts attacking, I spam jump moving to the opposite end. Once the light's on, I jump on top and do a full 4-hit charge combo. As in, like, hold the attack button all the way to the end of the charge. And then after the full 4 hits, I jump off and run back to the lights. If I have Devil Trigger, I save it until I land on top. Alistair, I can't stress enough, I never used Alistair on DMD, because the damage you lose using the sword over the damage you gain of using Ifrit, it's not worth it. That was my pattern, and I did that all the way through all 3 nightmare fights on DMD. The most important thing is keeping the lights on, and the reason why I jump against the lights instead of punching them is because if you're not close enough to them, Dante auto-locks to Phantom, because, you know, DMC 1 action game. But there is, like, a routine and there is a pattern. If you don't just, like, punch the light and then try and jump over and just attack the thing and expect to win. It's hard mode. It's going to be hard. It wants you to actually know the systems and mechanics. Like, if anything, that's almost the entire point of hard mode. It feels like hard mode's doing one big knowledge check to make sure you actually know how to play the game. So then when DMD pushes it to the extreme, you will eventually survive. You will pull through. Even if there's still a lot of bullshit. Yeah, you're not doing optimal. If you have the upgrade for Ifrit, so then when you jump, you do damage, that hitbox is enough for the light. And it's better to do that because then you don't have to worry about Dante auto-targeting. And you also are slightly evasive every single time. Because the opening frames of the jump have iframes. Like, when he's still going up, he has iframes. Only when he, like, kind of slows down that the iframes stop. And if you, in the moment of Nightmare looks at you, you get the fuck out of dodge. So you don't even have to try and deal with the attack. And if you can help it, don't stay on the side of that son of a bitch. Because he has the side spikes, and on DMD, the side spikes do more than 20,000 damage. So once again, it will proc the Kingdom Hearts second chance. Your health will go straight to 1 HP. Because each block, and if you don't know DMC numbers, each block of your health is technically 1,000 health. So if an attack does 5,000 damage, it will take off 5 blocks. In DMD, every boss starting with either Nilo 2 or Griffin 3, I can't remember which one it is, most of their attacks will do around 19 to 20,000 damage, so they will take off your whole fucking life bar in one hit. Which is why I say you basically are a 2-hit and die mentality for the whole thing. But DMD introduces a system to save your neck a little. If you're... I think as long as you're above half health, if you take a hit that would kill you, your health will stop at 1. To at least give you that little glimmer of a chance so you don't just get fucked. Up to me in my life. And I mean, that's part of the problem. I mean, that's the part of the problem with DMC1 is that it expects you to have a very fundamental understanding of all the systems and mechanics. You can't bullshit your way to victory, really. Even with all the items and the untouchable, DMD still expects you to actually know what the fuck you're doing. It's why DMC2, as much as I hate it, is easy to approach, because the game's piss easy for the most part. Especially if you actually do learn the combos. Even if you don't, if you just smash the button, you're usually okay for most of normal mode. It's only on hard and must die, because they scrapped the Dante must die for it in 2, where you might get punished for spamming too much. You have to actually learn a little bit, but even then, it's still nowhere near as extreme as any other DMC. It's why, like, for me personally, in DMC 5, I find DMD as Nero really easy because I know how to play the character, like, really effectively. I've played him a shit ton over the years. Whilst Dante, I find him a little harder because there's so much to keep on top of that sometimes I get a little lost in the sauce. But as someone who doesn't enjoy V, I never bothered mastering him, so DMD was torture. So, like, when I eventually, which will happen, there'll be a point where the urge gets to me, and I really want to go back and play DMC again. Probably if they ever actually announce a new DMC game, I'll probably marathon all the games. But whenever that day comes, you'll see it for yourself. Like when I'll do DMC 5, I'll do it the same way I did in my Let's Play. In my Let's Play for DMC 5, every Nero mission I did on DMD, every Dante mission I did on Son of Sparda, and every V mission I did on normal, because that was the extent, that was the difficulty where I feel like I could show off the character in their best light without eating shit. Because if I got to DMD as Dante, I can still do a lot of the shit, but I get my ass kicked a lot. So on Son of Sparda, I can show off what he's about more, whilst having a little bit more breathing room. Whilst with V, I know I'm bad at the character, so if I play it on normal, I can at least kind of spam a little more, and you can see what he's more about without me just getting beaten up. Because Nero served his purpose for me in DMC 4. Dante is extremely intimidating starting with 4 because of the style swap. So Nero served his purpose at being an entry-level DMC character while still having shit under the hood. The trouble was is that, at least in my opinion, he didn't have enough under the hood in 4, which is what 5's about. Once you master the arms and master the sequence and get a good fucking loadout, Nero is a dream. Nero is, like, next to Virgil, is the most fun I've ever had in an action game, and I don't say that lightly. I say, as someone who has pure platinumed Bayonetta, as someone who has beaten Revengeance mode on MGR, as someone who's, like, you know, in having had a blast with Hi-Fi Rush and all this, I've never had as much fun as Virgil, and then closely followed by Nero. Something about that father and son. They got the sauce. You just have to cook for it. You can't just start with it. I say that Virgil, let's be honest, anyone can start with Virgil. Virgil, you press buttons and shit dies, but you know what I mean. Yeah, but Royal Guard plus Red Hot Knight. Royal Guard is absolutely fun mid-combo. Like, you're wailing on them, they try and retaliate, and you just go ding, and then carry on your drive. That's pure peak. Red Hot Knight is fun for the first time you do it because it's funny. And then afterwards, you're like, man, there's no combo game in here. I'm never going to get any S ranks with this unless you no damage, and then you hope that the no damage bonus is enough to push you. Like, Red Hot Knight is fun as a one-off gimmick, but it loses its charm real quickly when you actually want to do, like, when you actually want to play the game. When you actually want to do combos and actually, like, learn the mechanics and whatnot. Red Hot Knight is just there, you forget about it. Whilst Royal Guard is peak. Royal Guard is fucking-tastic. And the decision in 5 to make it that if you're slightly off, it punishes your Devil Trigger and not your health was such a smart idea to just make it slightly more approachable for people that found Royal Guard kind of intimidating before. Because in 3 and 4, if you fuck up Royal Guard, you take damage, and it made it really scary if you weren't that good at the game. Because it's just like, oh, no, I don't want to stare death in the face and then take it in the face, you know? So making it so it burnt off your DT instead, if you, like, were slightly off, was such a smart decision, because it allows you to kind of ride it out more and be more, like, risky. Yeah, as I said, Virgil is the easy one. Virgil, anyone can play Virgil. Playing Virgil insanely well is still identically different, and hopefully when I get to 5, or even like 3 and 4 and 5, all of them, I can highlight that, because I live off playing Virgil. Anytime I fire up if I'm in the mood for DMC and just need to kill an hour, Virgil's who I go to. It's if I need to actually want to sit down and do more of it, then I swap to Nero. Like, they're my mains. I only main Dante if it's DMC 3, because I honestly find Dante the most approachable and easiest to master in 3. Right, fighting Virgil. Yeah, so you can S-rank Virgil with Red Hot Knight if you just don't get hit. But where's the fun in that? I S-ranked Virgil by, like, fucking going to war with him as Dante in DMD, because it's the most fun fight in the game. And I actually wanted to learn it, and actually mastering it, and, like, when he goes into the super mode and starts doing, like, the airplane, like, Harrier jet charge, where he just bursts at you 3 times, and perfect guarding the first 2 of them, and then Royal releasing the 3rd one to make him blast out of it and roll across the ground, just fucking, it hits. It makes you feel like a god. Like, and that's what I mean. Like when he starts doing like the airplane charge around, and you fucking, if you perfect royal release, it knocks him out of it. You're just like, you feel like a beast. I don't need Red Hot Night for that to be enjoyable. Urizen free? Do you mean Urizen true form, or do you mean actually the third time you fight him? Because you fight him 5 times. It's just scripted to lose 3 of them. Well, you can win them, but you're expected to lose 3 of them. If you mean true Urizen, then yeah, true Urizen is a fantastic fight. Or like the final version. Well, if you don't count the scripted, then there's only 2, so... You've got to clarify a bit more here. Because you lose in the prologue, you lose when Nero gets back, you lose when you get back to him, and you lose in the, what happened before with Dante. So it's technically the second time you fight him if you're only counting script, if you're not only counted the ones where you have to actually win. MMA Urizen, oh well... I just say true Urizen. I say true Urizen's a fantastic fight. The more, like, regardless of who you play it as, like whether you play it as Dink or Vorg, they're both super fun to do the fight with. Or if you're in the Bloody Palace, going to town against him with Nero, just dancing around and using Ricochet, or I forget what it's called. I think it's called Ricochet. The one where when you press the button, it bounces you away. I think it might be called that. It might be called something else. But the one where you bounce yourself off. Using that to just dance around all the ground spikes by like kicking off him, jump stepping, bouncing further away. Then once the spikes come down, charging back down into him, jump cancelling into shuffle. You're just like, yeah, get fucked. You're just like wailing on his head non-stop without Gerbera. Thank you. You just wailing on his head non-stop, and you can't do anything about it. You just never touch the floor. And then when you finally stun him, you use the time stop so you can unleash a full showdown. Like you'd use the fully charged showdown and charge time 1, so like it freezes time completely. Devil trigger, forward triangle circle. I think it's forward and not backwards. Whichever one. It's been like 4 years. And he goes showdown, and then like tears the shred out of him. And then whilst it's tearing through that, you're secretly holding, like charging the next mechanical arm, which is your Devil Breaker, so you can get the extra damage by actually grabbing him. So you go straight into showdown into grabbing him, and suddenly 3/4 of his health is disintegrated even on DMD, and you're just like, hell yeah. And then you make sure your next arm afterwards is Overture, so as he's recovering, you can just plant a bomb and back the fuck up. And then because you should always be holding down gun when you're playing Nero, and that's why most people put gun on the trigger, you let go of the trigger so you get the full blast, so you get the full explosion, and you get the Overture bomb. And then you just make sure your next arm is Gerbera afterwards, so you can repeat the cycle. That's what I mean. Have a good load-up setup. You have a good moveset setup. Actually learn Nero. Nero is the most fucking fun you'll have in the game. Because everything's... When you get the dominoes aligned and you get them start falling, it's so fun. It's just you have to learn it. And it takes a while. They gave him sauce. You just have to learn how to marinate it. You can't just pour it over your pasta and expect it to taste nice. You have to know the seasonings. You have to know how much to cook it for. You have to know, like, when it's worth getting the extra parts out. When to start mixing it together a bit more. You can't just, like, put the pasta sauce on and expect it to be nice. You know? Like, Nero's still beginner-friendly. He's still, like, next to V, the most beginner-friendly character in the game. But they gave him sauce in 5. They gave him the ability to do so much more, and I love it. I live for it. 5 made me love Nero. And it's not that I didn't love him in 4, it's just... I just kind of thought he was alright. But 5 made me love Nero. Learning the arms and learning the balance. The only gripe I have is that you lose the arms. You know? It's the fact that you have to fucking sacrifice the arms, so you have to actually really think ahead on your moves loadout. And for longer missions, you have to kind of... You have to keep that in mind. It's like, when is it actually worth sacrificing an arm? Is a Fury in the fight? Yeah, okay, maybe think about sacrificing an arm. Beginner friendly my ass? No, dude. If you don't think Nero's beginner friendly, I hate to be that guy, but I need to be. You're just not trying properly. I hate to be that guy, but literally, he's beginner friendly. If you want to learn Devil May Cry, he will teach you Devil May Cry. He's not beginner friendly if you're going in just mashing buttons expecting to win. Because that's not the point. That's not the point of any DMC character. Even V's not about that. The difference is that V, you can at least fight the enemies and not be near them, which is what makes him beginner friendly, because you can be out of the fight and be less at risk. Whilst Nero, every button has an immediate reaction, and each has a reaction that you can then use into the next thing, makes him extremely accessible. Whilst Dante is the one that's for the pros, because he has low damage. He has a shit ton of tools, but very low damage, so you have to actually work to get your results. Trust me, especially when I get to 5, I will show you, and I can almost guarantee it, almost every single fight I get into, you'll go, wait, you can do what with Nero? And when I explain it, you'll go, wait, it's that easy? There is so much source Nero has, and it's extremely accessible. He is, like I said, before V, and even then, I would argue V has problems, because V it doesn't have many tools full stop, so once you master him, the skill ceiling's way lower. No, it's genuinely, I hate to break it to you, it's honestly one of those, the only people that don't like Krabby Patties have never eaten it kind of situations, where it's like, and I do apologize if I'm coming across like insulting or like degrading or anything like that, but it genuinely is. Nero is beginner friendly, that's a fact. And if you think he isn't, I can't stress enough, you're missing something. It's not because the character's wrong, it's you're missing something. And like I said, I do apologize if that is too blunt, but I have to just be blunt about it. Anyway, let's DMC talk. I don't mean to start up a whole fucking can of worms with it. If you want to be real, the most actual beginner-friendly characters are Reboot Dante and Reboot Virgil, because they have easier movesets and are looser with their technicalities. If you can play the other characters that can't play Nero, that isn't Nero's fault. That isn't because, like, he isn't beginner-friendly. Like I said, it's just literally is a fact. Nero is one of, if not the most approachable characters in the main series. I mean, it was the only ones that I'd argue are more approachable is Trish, and I'm talking DMC4 Trish, because her attacks, everything just happens. Like, shit's always happening. There's always things that you can do. So, like, Trish just makes things die. And V, but like I said, the only trade-off with V is that he has a lower skill ceiling compared to the other characters. But I can't stress enough, if you're struggling with Nero, you're just missing something. I don't know what it is, because I haven't seen you play, so I have no idea what it is off of it, but you are just missing something. Which is why I'm hoping, which I said, it will happen eventually. The urge will get to me, I'm just not forcing myself to jump into it yet. When it does, when I get to DMC 4, and especially 5, when you see me dancing around like a fucking moron, and like never getting touched and rarely touching the floor, and every single action has a reaction, and enemies are bouncing so they always land together to be blown up with my bombs and like my charge shots and whatnot, you'll be like, whoa, what the fuck? And then when I show you how it's done, you'll be like, oh wait, it's that easy? Like, you'll realize that Nero is actually, like, it's very easy to make things work with Nero. The only thing that's technical is the loadouts, as in like making sure you know what arms you want and what order you want, but that also goes down to preference. Some people will genuinely just rock up with 8 overtures and just bomb everything and hope that's enough, you know? Or 8, is it Riptide is the one where you have like the big hook so you can like hook on to certain enemies that are charging so you can yank them around. Or will equip Tomboy and then just hate themselves because Tomboy removes your lock on, and I've never been a big fan of Tomboy. I know it's got some beauty, but I've never been a big fan of Tomboy. That's the only one I never use. But I digress. Back to ZZZ. In the search for the prototype, those 3 machines got pretty badly damaged when they were swallowed by the monster. The prototype logic core was also partially corrupted. Don't think Grace will give up on saving them, though. Metal Whip. Yeah. Pub Sec should return to the 3 bubble machines after they've recovered the monster's remains. But my problem with 4 Nero isn't just that he doesn't have as much source as he does in 5. Is that I struggle. I don't like all the enemies in 4. And as I say, every single Devil May Cry has at least one enemy I'm not the biggest fan of, but 4 has the most. And I've learnt a lot of them, and I've figured them out, but it has the most enemies I'm not the biggest fan of, and that I just don't enjoy dealing with. Alright, our financial crisis. The commission fee from Bellabog this month turned out to be a good one, but we still have to work hard next month. So in the meantime, tell me before you go spending more money on video games and gacha, okay? Fucking call me out. Well, you already knew? Nobody knows you better than I do, after all. About the thing we're looking into. Back then, I thought if we became proxies, we'd get some answers soon. When it's supposed to be this difficult. Though this may be a breakthrough. Your eyes feeling strange because of a monster definitely isn't a good sign. If your eyes feel uncomfortable again in the future, Belle, tell me straight away. I kind of hope we look more into it, but it's like Belle got actually something like inserted on her eyes. Is it a contact lens? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is actually going on that makes it so she can see through her bang boo and control them like with her thoughts, basically? Right, you can fuck off. You're right, but you can fuck off, yeah. Don't worry, I won't hide it from you. I don't have anything else to discuss. We should be able to relax for a while after this if we do anything you enjoy. Chapter 2 completed. Which means we've got the Chapter 2 interlude. And we've got Chapter 3, and then we've done with all the 1.0 content. Chapter 3, if I take one fucking look at the archive, is it in... If I go to the archive of Faith and Story... We got Mission Unthinkable, which is the interlude, which by the looks of it is to do with PubSec. And that's also got 2 chunks. And then we've got Midnight Pursuit, which firstly, that's my favorite piece of art in the game so far. I love that artwork, but we're hanging out with Victoria Housekeeping by the looks of it. And that also has 2 parts. I said it last stream we did ZZZ, but I genuinely fucking love the art style of these videotapes. And Mission Unthinkable looks sick. And we've also got more of these. I wonder when we unlock more, because that's Nekomata. At least that doesn't look like Nekomata. That looks like a much older Nekomata, if I'm being honest, but sure. That one I thought was Ellen, but I'm actually not sure. The Iron Witch. That one's Grace. That one is Lycan. That one's Rena. I mean, like, it has to be Ellen, right? Because Corrin... You mean Yana's right here? Because Corrin's an A rank, so she doesn't have a special mission. These are literally the character story missions you'd get in Genshin. Which is why like, we did Soldier 11, Nekomata, yada yada. So that might be Ellen. And I don't know what the last 2 pages are. Oh, Bang Boo, Eos. No, I saw that he's tired. I want to get to the next free section, so it doesn't say in action in the corner. When we get to the next free section, I'll wrap it there, because we've been going for just under 4 hours. And the fact that we just wrapped up Chapter 2, at least to me, that comes across as a good point to to stop. Okay, doesn't look like there's anything too new interesting. The fact that there's a writer called Black Swan, it's like, is that another just like nod? Or is that like, is in the actual term Black Swan and not the character? Because it could easily just be the term. The browsing internet for a while, I'm still not feeling drowsy. Is someone knocking at my door? Why isn't it I'm not sleeping? I forget trying to sleep, might as well get up and chat. Oh, and I guess that's Wise about his jacket as well. Now that the Bellabog Heavy Industries matter is settled, I think we need to won't need to worry for a while. Let's do something easy then. Manage our video store's business, sort out our videotape industry, inventory, etc. We can choose earlier and watch videos at home too. We can close earlier, sorry. Let's close the store early today. I'm a little worried about your health. Oh yeah, Wise is worried because of the whole situation. I wonder how much information we found in the prototype storage unit. Monster in the monument, it isn't ethereal. It doesn't seem like a typical corrupted. Why are eyes? I can't let Wise worry. Someone's looking at the door. Oh, the sun's come up. Okay, let's get into gear. You're as comfortably and your mind feels exceptionally clear. Blink, blink. Miss Independent Investigator, I'm Roland, Chief of the Eridu Defense Force, stationed at the Scott Outpost. I previously worked with your team doing the Shiyu in defense. Send reinforcements for that mission? Indeed, I trust you already understand the urgency and importance of any Hollow Zero mission. To cut to the chase, based on the skills you've demonstrated, my team and I have agreed that we will now authorize you to join another Hollow Zero mission. A true soldier never passed up the chance to distinguish themselves. Your chance is now yours. I'm no soldier. That's right, but as far as I know, none of the investigators involved in the Hollow Zero mission are cowards, and no one would pass up the chance to receive the supplies. No, let me see at the outpost. Oh, I guess that's what we'll be doing next time then. Oh, we can do Nekomata's character story. Okay, we'll do that next time. Name of the hero achievement complete. Just oh, that's a side quest, and then let's just do whatever. And the only thing I'm missing is do the new Hollow Zero and do the roundup. Okay, so the new stuff we're probably going to unlock. Alright, since I am about to call it here, you know what that means. I don't have that many rolls, but you know what that means. I'm going to try my luck at trying to get Rin again. Arena. Oh, I also have one spare roll here. Yeah, sure. Wouldn't it be funny if I got in like an S on this one stray? Ah, no luck. Alright, I need arena or the weapon. Last chance. Ah, no luck. Because I'm not spending these because I'm saving for the weapon. You see, I have 200, I'm saving it for 600 because this is, I believe this one is the one that's Grace's weapon. Like her signature weapon. I'm saving for this. And then afterwards, I'll start saving for Weeping Cradle, which is Rina's weapon. And then I just need to get Rina. Which will be any day now. Any day now.
At your service.
Any day now. I said I kind of like our squad at current. We got a pretty solid squad with Koleda, Grace, and Ellen.
And now, I only handle technical matters.
Even if I think, even though Ellen's the DPS, Grace has higher attack because she's the only one with equipment because we haven't unlocked disc drives yet. We're 2 chapters into this game, we still don't have disc drives. So these are the ones we just picked up from like doing certain quests. Like, yeah, you know? So she has higher attack for now, it's just what I slapped on. And obviously I'll worry about disk drives and actually building characters properly when I can access it. But everything else is as good as can be right now. I'm also debating where is Pippa. Because I need to worry about a second team at some point. Building this little lady. Because, you know, spin to win. And she's just fun. Who else has it? Sorry, I'll stop fucking around. I'm gonna wrap it up. So, reminder of the schedule. So I got a message. So I'm just trying to a text and then I'll do proper wrap up. A reminder, I am off tomorrow. We'll be back with more SMT5 Vengeance on Saturday, and then on Sunday with Sonic Frontiers Extreme. I say that though, it depends how I feel. If I wake up on Sunday and like, because I'm trying to get into a better habit, or if I'm not in the mood for something, just fucking play something else. That kind of mentality. If I'm not in the mood for Sonic Frontiers that day, we might do more SMT, we might do more Zenless. It depends how I feel. But regardless, as always, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely really helps this channel grow. Additionally, you can find my Patreon, PayPal, and Twitter in the description of every single video. But until then, you guys take care now. Peace.